G'day everybody, welcome to Nurburgring. It's a brand new track. It's a brand new night of racing. No, there we go, it's updated probably now. But round 4 Sprint Series. Tonight we've got Alex Bowen and Sean Muller in the commentary box to take us away for Split Blue. How are we, gentlemen? Fantastic, mate. How are you, Sean? No, that is very true. Lots of Nurburgring contact coming up over the next few days, but I'll leave you two to it, and I hope you have a great stream.
That's interesting.
I'm definitely not muted.
Could be just all the audio turned down in. Well, either way, we'll just keep going as we see qualifying now getting underway. Yeah, looks like audio is back now. There we go. That's more like it. So we've got Matthew Lamb in the number 15. I believe he is our championship leader. He had a dominant round last time out in Imola.
He certainly did. He dominated that race. So we'll see how the BMW goes here. We're just talking off air actually about it. And we were thinking that this might be a bit more of a mid-rear track, so we'll see how Mr. Lamb goes tonight. I also just want to say, because no one heard, big welcome to all our viewers. Hope you are having a fantastic Thursday evening. It is Thursday, that's right.
Yeah, the days sort of blend in a bit, don't they? But yeah, we've got, see here, Tack Grant, Chad Sugden, Jan, gotta love. Good to see you, Jan. Craig Dale, Ferox, Lil Unit, Connor Staggs, and JC. Hello, JC. Good to see ya.
So it is a super sprint format tonight. So the guys are out there, nice short, sharp qualifying session. So really important to get a lap in early here, especially with the super sprint. So especially want to finish in that top 12. Of course, the bottom 13 from the if you're not in the top 12, they'll go into super qualifying after race 1.
Yep, it's a different format to what we had last time around in Imola, as we see drivers start to prepare for their laps now. So we're currently on board with the number 15. No idea of Matthew Lamb. See what he can do on this lap. Our championship leader, as he rounds the Coca-Cola curve, the final corner on this track, and speeds down towards turn 1. Let's see what top speed the BMW can sort of do around here as we get 210, 220, 230, 240, about 244 before he has to brake for turn 1 at Hullkacken. Gets through there fairly easily. Through into the arena now. So holding it second gear up through the third. Looking very smooth so far.
That's what we're coming to expect from this guy. He's a true pro.
Oh, 100%. He wouldn't be leading the championship if he wasn't an absolute pro, as he goes through Valvoline curve now. In third through there. It takes quite a bit of speed. I love this livery. It's very, very clean.
Yep, it's definitely clean. Definitely softens the ugliness of the BMW, but it's still there.
Yes, definitely, yeah. Yeah, if we ignore the fact that it is the BMW, I could safely say that it is one of the better liveries that you could put onto it as we go through into that Michelin curve. Did he get a little bit of the grass there? I'm not too sure, but he got very wide on the entry. Using all of the track he can. He's very committed early. Of course, it's a short qualifying session with only 4 minutes to go already, so you've really got to get out and get these tyres up to temperature quick, or else you are screwed. We enter now the final corner. First time is coming in. It's currently Kai Ruden on top with a 54.5 with Sinikas just behind. 2/10 down. Let's see where Lamb can put his BMW. And of course, on top, 54.3. That is the class of the man in action.
Great lap. Look at a Capilano here in the Lamborghini. Number 160. Hasn't got a team name either.
Disappointing from you, Copano. I will say the all-black Lamborghini does look very nice indeed. But we'll see what Copano can do. Oh, he's run wide. Will that hurt him? Maybe a little bit. Time should still be on the board. See, comes through final quarter now. Let's see where that puts him.
Oh,
P2.
good lap. Very good lap.
Didn't lose anything at the exit of the last chicane there, as we see McLaws come through now. He goes P11. That's very good time for Pro-Am.
Straight to P12 though. He's nipping it. And the Nissan, what can the big bad Nissan do? So he's on a flyer now.
By the looks of it, yep. The Nissan, I'd say, would struggle a bit around here. It's a very understeery sort of car, and it doesn't have a lot of track to really stretch its legs on the straight. So we'll see where Nippers can put the car, but it's going to be an interesting one for all Nissan drivers tonight, I reckon.
Yeah, it's a lot of slow speed, medium speed corners, and yeah, the Nissan is a bit of a boat, but it does have a lot of power, so might just have to play it smart here. I'm not too sure what it's like on tyre wear on this track. To be fair, I haven't really driven the GTR a lot, so don't have a lot of knowledge about it.
Last time I remember, the tyre wear wasn't too bad on the Nissan around here, but you definitely had to take care of them, and you'll especially want to take care of them now with this new tyre model compared to pre-patch when I was driving. But Nipper is coming through Schumacher S, uses all of the curve on the outside and gets it really nicely hooked up. That looked very clean indeed.
Probably the one spot on the track, it's quite easy to get a track cut there as well.
Oh yes, it's easy just to get it slightly wrong. You really have to nail it to get all the speed that you can through there. So we come through the final run now. This is where the Nissan should be able to stretch its legs the most.
And how deep do you go for the chicane? Oh, takes a nice bit of curve there and a nice bit of curve there. That was lovely through there. Beautiful line.
Just brilliant through there was Niporus, and he's coming around the final corner now. Where does this put him? Sure, it's got to be top 10. Yes, he's finished into the top 10. And currently P9 just under a second away from Clopano, who's gone on top.
Beautiful lap in the Lamborghini. Yes, Mr. Bab.
You would expect the Lamborghini to do rather well around here. It's sort of characteristics that would suit the Lambo quite nicely, you'd expect. And Clopano is definitely no slouch either, so he'll surely be putting all of the abilities of the car to good use as Bab. Oh, he saved it. That's going to hurt his time massively. Just look at how close some of these drivers are. There's about a tenth and a half separating P11 to P14.
Very close there. There's Van Billet.
He goes second. So currently, a Lamborghini 1-2, and Matthew Lamb has finished, so he won't be making any more improvements. Kai Rune's in the pits. Could we see a Lamborghini 1-2 in this session?
Oh, very close. See what Reynolds does here, though. He's on a lap at the moment. We know the Audi is quite quick around here.
I will say, though, look at the times between Kairu and Zarskas, both in the McLaren. They've equaled their times.
Wow, they have too. Look at that. That almost reminds me of the Porsche Cup race last week. We had 4 drivers with the same fastest lap.
Yeah, that just goes to show how close it really is, as we see Reynolds round the final corner. Let's see if he can battle it for pole. He comes across the line now.
Oh, it does. Clutch lap right there from Reynolds. Fantastic lap of 154.160. Great lap. And then fires it in the fence. Nice work.
0.03 of a second was all that was in it. That was fantastic from Ashland Reynolds, right at the death there. Stealing that pole position from Copano and taking away a possible front row lockout for the Lamborghinis. So we see JP Sinikas, he's coming up to the chicane now in the 44, and it's still in his Cheetahs rugby car, or a little wide out of the chicane, but that shouldn't hurt him too much, as it was seen by Copano. It doesn't seem to hurt you as much as it probably used to, but he comes across the line now, and he's given up the ghost. So our top 10 is Reynolds, Copano, Van Vleet, Lamb, Kyrun, Zarskas, Hignett, Sinikas, Clark, and Villanueva.
Just going to shout that out. Yeah, nice qualifying by Villanueva there in the Ferrari. Really well done for a Pro-Am driver. So great stuff.
Yeah, very impressive. He's a few positions up on his closest rivals are Phillips, Taylor, and McLaws. Yeah, interesting. So let's have a look at this grid then, shall we? So on pole, we have the Audi of Ashland Reynolds, followed by the Lamborghini of Alexis Copano. Then we have Van Vleet doing a brilliant job to get ahead of Matthew Lamb. And we have Kai Ruden, Zarskas, both of them McLarens, locking out the third row. Hignett and Sinikas. Clark and Villanueva, both doing very nice jobs in their Porsche and Ferrari respectively. Crossland, Neparis, BMW and Nissan. The Porsche of Lee and Nissan of Piper. The 666 Bentley of Bab. The second Pro-Am of Phillips in the Lexus and Taylor. McLaws is not on the grid.
Oh.
He's showing as in the pits.
Oh, wow. Oh, starting from the pit lane.
That's unfortunate for McLaws. He had a decent qualifying, but we've got Regan Herbert in the Honda P19, Salterod P20 in the Mercedes, and Rowe P21, Paz. Oh, now Paz is P21, as it seems we've had McLaws drop out.
Oh, dear.
But we'll carry on. Warren now P22 in the Honda. Oh, no.
There
Get
it is again.
rid of it.
There it is again.
Yeah, his Audi is P23, and we've got further down, we've got some other cars, a few BMWs, Astons, Ferraris,
Oh, look at that. Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
We've got some interesting cars, to say the least.
So, 30 minutes around the Nurburgring.
30 seconds.
Couple of questions for chat here. Will we see some shenanigans at turn 1, lap 1? Will we see a safety car? Will we see some weather? All the big questions will be answered.
So it seems McLaws is going back, and he will now start right at the back in P38.
Ouch.
10 seconds.
Yep, that will hurt. So you mentioned the safety car before. We are currently on board with the Porsche safety car.
Love that. Porsche safety car. Fantastic. It's meant to be. Greatest car manufacturer in the world.
Like the little burnout off the line as we see from the rear wing, the cars start to move off the grid now for the formation lap.
So this will be intriguing. So currently track temperature of 27 degrees, ambient temperature of 20 degrees. Looking at the weather radar there, it looks like we are going to have a sunny race one, so I'm pretty sure all drivers will be very happy about that.
I sure as hell would be if I saw pure part cloud on my radar for a race. I'm not a massive fan of wet driving in this game unless it's full wet driving, but you can't have everything, unfortunately. So we see the Rowe Racing car of Gunther Rowe, the 580 Kiwi, currently who qualified, sorry, in P20. He's currently 4th in Pro-Ams as we see. Oh no.
No,
not
real.
No.
No. Okay. Oh, that. Oh, I don't know what.
Oh, that's Ben Curtis Diabols who's got that car. Oh, it's based off the Joker. Ah, I see.
Clever.
That makes a bit more sense now. Why it has that color scheme. But the only problem is it's on the BMW.
Correct. It still looks like one of those toffee apple wrappers from back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know because I'm still quite young, but I do sort of understand where you're getting at. But we had further up the field is see Zaskus Warntai Tribe 21 McLaren got the exact same time on the board as Kyrune as they start to form up into double file.
Here we go. So this is going to be very interesting. You really want to get yourself in position early and get yourself set up for turn one because it does have a tendency to fan out 3 or 4 wide. We've seen it here many times at the Nurburgring. It is a real pinch point into turn one. 30-minute race. Here we go. Split blue. Race one from the Nurburgring. Couple little fighting for position here. You can just see everyone's really eager to get off the line here. It's going to be Reynolds leading away in the Audi. Capano and Van Villen and the 2 Lamborghinis will be eager to make a move early. Full grid, fantastic to see as they roll across the line now. And we are green as we race down now towards turn one. Reynolds got a fantastic start. Look at Capilano and Van Villen there, slight little bit of touch, but they're going to fan out now. 2-3 wide. Will they get through turn one now? Reynolds, beautiful, places that car absolutely perfectly. They all accelerate now off towards the Mercedes arena. Looks like everyone's got through nice and cleanly as well. So a great start from everyone there. Heading into the Mercedes arena. This is another pinch point as well. Really important to get yourself positioned perfectly. Slight touch there. Looks like it was Lee in the Porsche. On the inside now though. Oh, he caught a little too much curb there. You could just see that. Porsche does not like that curve on the inside.
I think we've mostly gotten away with it here.
We have. They've done very well. Whoa.
Almost cursed it, but Split Blue once again showing us how it is done on race starts. This is fantastic. 2 weeks in a row, 2 races in a row, and we've had completely clean starts from the entire field.
That's what we like to see. Split Blue is definitely leading the way. Van Villet there, currently in 3rd position. So it looks like our top 3 have really got a nice little break early on. But we do know that gentleman there in that red BMW is going to be very close and he's going to keep a close eye on things.
He was a little wide there, so that's going to hurt his exit slightly. He's going to be careful of Kyrune behind, but Lamb should be able to get enough on the straights compared to the McLaren.
Kyrune, you just see, I reckon.
Oh, that was loose, but there's a few going through the chicane there and some awkward lines, but I don't think we have any yellows at this stage.
This is a little angry battle pack right here on board with Nipperus at the moment in the big bad GTR, chasing after Hignett in the Bentley. Always
And
interesting. Have you noticed that? It always interests me is when you watch people breaking into turn one. Everyone has a different line.
oh yeah, with turn one here, it's such a diverse corner. It seems like a very simple hairpin, but the elevation mid corner is what catches quite a few people out, and it calls for quite a few different lines for different cars around here. But I'd like to say we've gotten through one full lap without a single yellow flag.
Well done, a split blue. Well, for race one at least, we got through. So well done, definitely.
We'll see what happens with the reverse grid race later on. The reverse grid ones are always a bit more chaotic, but we still have this race to keep an eye on, and it is definitely a hot one. As we see out the front, everyone is in a queue. No one's really dropped off the back of anyone else. Biggest gap you could probably see would be between Bendik and Bub now, but then again, I think Bub now is sort of just trying to stay away from the ice issue that is that Audi paint job. Do have a close battle here between, what's that, Wood Blair.
Oh, there we go.
There's Scotty Blair going off in the Audi, just Audi tings.
Schumacher-esque, very easy to do that.
Oh yes, definitely. But it seems to be quite a close battle here between Malloy, Wood, what was Blair and is now McLean, as we see, side by side through the chicane. This is never going to work, but
nice
they somehow have made it work, and that is a brilliant move from Bab on Lee, as we see up the inside, the BMW of, what's that, Rowe? On
like
Taylor. Yes, it was
Rowe.
Rowe. So, nice dive up the inside at the final corner there. It's not easy to make those moves stick, but if you're able to just get up the inside far enough, you should have the right line just to get through there. So we see a little bit of a car park there at turn one, as we see some action there between Bendik and Bub now. Can Bub now try and get a better exit out of here and dive up the inside of the next corner? He's up the inside.
Risky. Oh, great racing by both. Good heads-up driving there. Didn't close the door a lot. Left plenty of racing room. Ooh, gets a little taily on the exit there. Does Bendik in that, whatever that is.
Eyesore.
That's being very nice. Can think of other words.
But yeah, it's been very clean racing, although we do have a car further back who is a bit stranded. It's the, is that the 959, I dare say?
Oh, well, I just saw that. We just split at the right moment. I definitely saw a little touch there.
Yep, there was, yeah, Bub now just gone off a little bit. It's dropped down quite a few positions. Let's have a look and see. Oh, that's
dive. Oh, there'll be an invoice with that.
Yes. Definitely an invoice with that one after classing the car in front.
As the old saying goes, that was a gap of diminishing returns.
Yeah. I mean, at least he turned in the right way around again, as we see. What's that? A 5-second penalty for Malloy. Here we go. Let's see this bit of action.
Oh, there's another one. That's a full send.
Yeah, that one was not very nice from the Aston Martin on the whoever it was there. I cannot even remember. My memory is terrible when it comes to these cars. They all seem to blend in with one another. But anyways, we keep moving. We see a bit of a battle form here between Rowe and Taylor. Rowe did have to go a little deep into turn one, but has held on to the position for now.
Just sort of, I don't know who that was. It looks like, was that Warren there in the Honda, just super deep on the brakes?
Yeah, I did notice that Warren sort of came onto the back of him very quick. Maybe he just has a bit more confidence in the brake pedal than the cars in front, but he's holding steady. Oh, as we see a battle here between... let's see what happens here. It's Perkins in McLaren, I dare say. Oh, a bit of a tap on BMW.
Oh, just to turn him around as well.
It was all going so well for Split Blue. It was all going so well.
So that was Perkins there. So I'm dare say he'll be getting at Malloy now with a 15-second penalty.
I'd assume he was the Bentley involved in the incident
Yep.
with Bub now, as we see. We'll battle here between Herbert and Salterod. This could end in tears, but no, Herbert pulls out of the move for now with the straight line speed of that Mercedes, showing its work here.
Of course, Mercedes, this is his home. Whoa, right out sideways there. Nice little bit of car control.
Did have to concede the position, but wow, what a save. And we've got the Bentley around the outside of Bab. He's got... Nah, he hasn't got quite the exit he wanted, so he has to hold behind Salty Rod for now.
We'll see how Mr. Gorilla goes here. I do know if he senses half an opportunity, he will go for it.
Had a look around the outside, but nothing doing there in his HMAS. I do like that name.
Yeah, look, I'm a fan of it. Not a fan of the Bentley, but I am a fan of that name, definitely.
Probably not a big fan of the livery though on the Bentley. That's all I'll say. As we jump back to the front now, and Reynolds hasn't been able to extend his lead over Copano, but it has been steady, and he's been able to hold strong so far as the Audi man in the nuts.
This is high pressure stuff though. Just one missed apex or one little missed braking marker here. This is right on it.
Yeah, it's got to be real precise. Oh, that was super close to the gravel there from Copano. You get a little bit of that gravel there at the Schumacher S's, and you are gone. It is very, very minor incidents that can lead to major consequences.
So as we've just ticked over with 10 minutes gone in the race, Mr. Phillips is currently in the number 87 Lexus, currently on pole for race 2, so we'll be looking to hold on to that. But Watkins,
that's a lot of curb there from Copano. He's got to be real careful that the Lamborghini does not take the curbs lightly. But these four are very, very close. Kyrun just hasn't quite been able to hold the pace of these guys up front.
This is where patience really comes into the fore now. Because actually, it's not an easy to track pass on. There's very few opportunities. You've got to be really close to someone to actually send it up the inside.
Yeah, you've got to really hold behind the rear end of another car just to have a chance of being able to overtake. Or maybe move out and show yourself in the mirrors, try and force an error from the car in front, see what goes there. But we've got a bit of a Nissan train here, Niporus and Piper, P10 and P11.
One of my favourite camera views, this one. Love that one. It's just sitting on across the dash.
Yeah, it just gives you a sense of where the front end of some of these cars actually are in comparison to who's ahead. Gives you a brilliant view of the track around you.
And also the beautiful Alcantara on the dash.
Oh yes, of course. You can't forget about the Alcantara, however you pronounce it.
Piper currently in 11th position there at the moment. Looking at now switched to Crossland in the BMW.
Looks like Jesse McLean and Lewis have picked up a 10-second penalty, so I assume that's for some incidents that happened earlier on. We'll see what happens with the incident between Perkins and the BMW earlier. So we jump back on board here with Babu still behind Salterod, holding a fair gap. We'll say the fight up ahead for what's now P9 between Niporus and Piper is tightened up a little bit. Same too between Zaskus and Herbert. Some real tight battles here.
So Hignett now is on the bubble in 12th position. So nice.
Oh, is that Herbert side by side with Zaskus?
Yeah, it looks like it. Definitely is, yep.
Had to back out of it, but it was close to being a move for Herbert to try and move further up the field.
And normally we get a bit of lull in these OOR races, but This one's had pretty much action from the start, which is fantastic. That's what we love to see. But
Always love a bit of action.
But I do have some great facts also, and also some good Nurburgring facts lined up for when we do get that little bit of quiet time. Piper in the GTR at the moment, currently in 10th position. This is a good little battle, this one.
Yeah, what's that? 4 cars involved in this one. Yeah, 4 cars involved. And Zarskas and Herbert will be closing on this battle very soon, so it's going to be an exciting one. But Reynolds has extended his lead out front to 1.3 seconds. So it's a bit of a gap between him and Corpano now, which will probably put him under pressure from Van Vleet and Lamb behind.
Now, do you reckon that's I reckon that's just Reynolds has just dropped the hammer, I reckon. Yeah, look at that, 1.2. Yeah, he's starting to put the foot down here. He wants to break this field now.
And Lamb has dropped to 1.2 as we see. Oh, Chad Peffy Bridge. Oh, and he's got the punt from the BMW. That is definitely an incident if you ask me.
So that was Renfrey there. I guess no, that's Renfrey. This camera's playing tricks on me. Look at it. Currently Reynolds, look at that, 1.9 seconds now. He's really extending this.
It's sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm liking the race of Lamb here. Oh, look at that. I was just going to say something, but this is getting a little spicy. Oh, there we go. There's the touch.
Oh, we've got a bit of side-by-side action between Zarskas and Salterod. So what? I believe this is Herbert. Oh, that was always going to be a tough move to pull off, and yep, just gap kept disappearing on him. Oh, Salterod almost going into the side of Zarskas.
And this is a big battle as well, because this is that fight for that 12th position, which is, as we know, pole position for the next race. So this is why I reckon these guys are definitely not going to be afraid to fire it up there.
I mean, it's all to play for. It's all or nothing when you're in and around that P12 position, the crucial position for the next race.
I mean, do you want to start on pole for the next race, or are you happy? I mean, of course you want to start on pole, but with that comes a lot of pressure.
It comes a lot of pressure, but as you mentioned earlier, it's not easy to overtake here.
Very true.
So if you start from pole, you may be able to hold on to it for a while, if not the whole race.
Looking here at Higdon at the moment. Big fan of this guy. Watched him a bit now, and I raced against him in the Porsche Cups last night. Well, when I say raced against him, I was on the same track. It's like the way he goes about it. Of course,
yeah, seems to have a knack for driving many different cars. Tonight he's driving the Bentley and he's going around the outside. He's still got the overlap on Bab. He's going to get this done. Up the inside, Bab's still on the outside, on the marbles, and Ignat's gotten it done. And that just shows you why you're so impressed with him. But he's a little wide. That's opened the door for Bab, but going into the next corner, you're pretty much safe. So Ignat gets that P15 back after losing out with a little bit of contact with Herbert earlier on.
Nice move there from Hignett. Look at my man, Mr. Lee, though, in the Porsche, just sitting there waiting for any crumbs. Typical Porsche driver.
Is that meant to be an insult or a compliment?
That's 100% a compliment. All us Porsche drivers stick together.
Yeah, okay.
We actually have a club with a special handshake. It's called the Saddest Club.
I'll believe you. But, ooh, interesting. Herbert has picked up a 5-second penalty for his contact with Hignett. So that would drop him below. So at the moment, if the race ended now, Zarskas would start from reverse grid pole.
So now, and he's got a little bit of a gap there over Salterod as well, or Salty Rod, or just Salt.
Yes, the salt.
Or Saxa.
Yeah, there's a few gaps sort of forming in the pack as we see further down. Oh, that's a lot of penalties.
Yep, coming into end of financial year, that is a lot of invoices, 100%.
Oh, up the inside. Yeah, you don't want to try for a move there. It was good heads up driving there from Bob now to back out of that one. You pretty much got to be directly alongside to get any move done up there in the chicane, as we see Jesse McLean behind Ferguson. Now McLean does have a 10-second time penalty, so he'll need to make up quite a bit of time if he wants to gain that position on Ferguson. He did force a mistake there, filling up the mirrors. That's good attacking driving there from McLean, but he is a bit wide, so he's lost a lot of that advantage, unfortunately.
What's also interesting is, of course, this version of the Nurburgring GP uses the faster version of the NGK chicane. Of course, as we all know, the GPs, the actual GP, when it's Formula One, uses the slower version, the much tighter version. So it just takes out that passing opportunity.
And you also don't have the DRS to work with that the F1 cars would. Because even then, I think the only move we saw into that chicane was by, like in the most recent Grand Prix held here, was between Perez and Leclerc, and Leclerc got the move back on him on the main straight, so yeah.
So we are at the Nurburgring. Of course, the 24-hour is on this weekend as well, so very excited for that, being a big endurance race fan. I would watch probably close to 23 hours of that, because I am slightly obsessed. And go the #1 Grello Porsche.
I mean, if you watch 23 hours, surely you've got to go the full 24.
Well, the other hour is literally to have breakfast and just a bit of a stretch, get some fresh air.
Have like, get yourself 3 espressos.
Pretty much, yep. So on board with Warren here at the moment, currently sitting in 20th position in the BMW, or the Honda, I should say.
Oh, the BMW in front got real close, and that's opened the door for Warren to try around the outside of Rowe, but it's not doing. Oh, the BMW is very loose. But Rowe should hold on to it for now. But yeah, it really is getting into endurance season now, isn't it? Because we've got, Nurburgring this weekend. And, well, it's not the only thing happening this weekend. You've got Monaco and Indianapolis happening this weekend too.
Yep, also known as an epic motorsport weekend, or weekends I live for.
Yep, it's fantastic to see all this, all of these prestigious races happening once more.
I just want to give a shout out to Shane McLaws there. So his internet decided to commit a big death. His quality times didn't show up on his screen, and basically started him in the pit. So big F in chat there for McLaws, but hopefully we'll see him back for race 2.
Really unfortunate there for McLaws. He had a good qualifying, and then just unfortunate that his internet committed the big death, as we quote of him. But this is a close battle here between Villanueva and Herbert. Villanueva was further up the pack before, so he's lost out a few positions while we were looking away.
Or is this the strategic, I'll just drop back to 12th play?
Oh, Phillips was a bit wide there. He's having a look at that too. But they do need to remember that Herbert has that 5-second time penalty. With only 8.5 minutes to go, they do need to think, surely I just get the points.
Whoa, that was a big dive there from Zarska's huge dive.
Yeah. They're all starting to get real close to each other. These final few laps will be hectic.
A few little combustible elements here, I reckon.
I'd say all of the cars will be combustible.
Ah, fair play, good point. Full of facts, our young Alex is.
Speaking of facts, do you have any?
Well, I do have a couple of little things I would like to discuss. There's actually 12 well-known sausage varieties in Germany.
Oh, really?
There is. I've got two personal favourites.
That was a tap from Herbert on Villanueva. Yeah, I was lucky not to turn him around, but Villanueva is now right on the back of Phillips after that little push, but I reckon he may have maybe a tiny bit of damage from that. And here goes Zarskus on Herbert. Around the outside. He's broken a bit late there, and that's opening the door for Salterod. Oh, nothing doing that. Zarskus has managed to hold on just, but what this has done is it's closed up the pack behind as well, so can Salterod get up the inside here, or he's got to really go late?
Big move. Oh, wow, that's close. That's very close. That was a big move under brakes there from Salterod. Zarskus was the unfortunate victim there.
I'm actually not sure about that one, because Salterod was all the way up the inside, had all of the apex, and turned in at the right spot. I just don't think Zarskus was expecting him to still be there.
Let the judiciary sort that one out. I'm very much going to sit on the fence on that one.
But either way, Hignet's gotten up the inside. Oh, it was almost a repeat of before, but what's this done now is Hignet's now into P13, less than 5 seconds away from Herbert, so he's gotten back into that P12 position pretty much.
Certainly has, and he needs to put the foot down here. He doesn't want to battle with these guys, because that'll allow Herbert just to skip away.
Back around the outside. What a move!
Fantastic move from the Gorilla Man. That was a full flex.
We have some news from the split red practice session. It is currently raining.
Ooh, spicy meatball. We like that.
Salterod's struggling, although I think he's giving up the position at Zarskus, redressing that. Maybe he feels he was a bit more at fault for that. But he's got, the Porsche of Lee around the outside. Lee can't get the move done there.
Yeah, too wide through the Schumacher S is always going to end in disaster. So nice heads up driving there from Lee.
Yeah, very heads up from Lee as we jump back on board between, Crossland and Warren. Oh, and we jump on board just to see the Bendick Audi just tap the wall a little bit. Just got a little loose through the Schumacher S's, and now we see side by side between Wood and Bendick, and Bendick has had to concede. We jump even further back now between Bishop and Perkins.
Tough race for these guys back here.
Yeah, it's always tough when you look at your positions and you see, really, am I really P32, P31 sort of thing? It's just, you put together all of the effort, and sometimes it just doesn't quite go your way, whether that's to do with luck or whether you just don't quite have enough of that experience. But either way, you're still showing that you've got plenty of pace, even if you're down there in the lower positions.
So look at our leader here, Reynolds. So the gap did go balloon out there to nearly close to 1.9 seconds, but Van Villa's just chopped it back a little bit to 1.2.
I think the bigger news is the fact that Van Vliet is ahead of Corpano.
That is big news. That's massive news. We missed that one. So nice job by Van Vliet. Lamb's definitely dropped off the back of these three, though.
Like, Van Vliet's really closing the gap here on Reynolds. I reckon it's about just under a second now. It's really starting to close. Oh no, just over a second, but it is closing, and we still have 2 laps to go. Can Van Vliet bring something out of the bag here against Reynolds? Has Reynolds just pushed his tyres a little too hard? We jump back here between the battle of Sanikas and Clark. BMW versus Porsche.
Oh, this is a beautiful battle for those German car manufacturer fans like I am. Now, we can't be biased in the commentary box, but go get him, Clarky.
Well, I mean, we all know you love the Porsche, and we all know that you are not a big fan of the BMW.
Yep, I'm not going to hide it.
But here we go. This is tentative battle for P12 below. The gap between Herbert and Hignett has increased to 2.8 seconds. Be a stretch if Herbert's able to extend it out to that magical mark for 5 seconds. But if these two start battling, you never know, it may be possible.
100% may be possible, and we've seen Bab pulled a great move before. Is he lining Hignett up here for another go? He's probably a little too far behind for this lap, but I reckon the next lap, if he gets close enough, I reckon he'll have a crack. It always amazes me when you see these quick drivers go through, especially this part of the track, and I just sit there in astonishment sometimes. Go, how do they do that?
Oh, it's just crazy how quick some of these guys go through the corners. I wonder if Villeneuve is just going to bring forward some tactics here with Phillips and just back Herbert up a little bit. See how low they can get him.
Yeah.
Although Herbert is up the inside of Villeneuve.
He wants to build this gap. He's absolutely going for it. And he actually gets the move done. Oh, Villeneuve backs out of it. Nice move there from Herbert, but heads up driving for Villeneuve as well. That was smart.
Very smart just to back out of it. He knows that as long as he holds within that 5 seconds, he will get that position back on Herbert. But he'd almost wouldn't want to, because he's now in that prime position.
He will, but with that 5 second penalty from Herbert now, that's actually that'll still put Hignett on the pole for the next race.
But we are on the final lap now, and there's still about a second gap between Reynolds and Van Vleet. I think that race is pretty much done, but still side by side up ahead between Herbert and Phillips. That's not going to help with this gap.
Here we go, Bab's close enough now. He's really close now. He's got a sniff for this position.
Did just drop a bit through the first part of the arena section.
Got to nail the exit here. A little squirrely, caught maybe a little too much curb.
If you have any track limits warnings left, use them up now.
Yep.
Oh, there's nothing separating these two lap time wise.
Quality driving from both of them in the big bad Bentley.
Oh, so Herbert's gotten ahead of Phillips and Villeneuve has gotten ahead of Phillips, but it's not enough. I wouldn't expect to get enough of a lead for Herbert to get that P12 position, but Ashland Reynolds now will be coming around the final corner. He's extended his lead by quite a bit on this last lap, and he is going to win the first race here at Nurburgring for Split Blue. So we have a fight further back. It looks like Van Vleet's just going to hold on to it ahead of Copano, and Matthew Lamb with the fastest lap will finish P4. Kyrun P5. JP Sinikas is holding on to that P6 with Clark in P7. We'll have Nipris P8, Piper P9. Herbert on track will finish P10, but he will drop down further, and we'll see who will get this P12 position.
I think it might be Phillips and Alexis there. I think. No, he'll move
track,
up.
Got it,
No.
but Hignett will start from P12. I'll start from pole for the next race after finishing P12 from the penalties. If you're Bab, you've got to feel a bit hard done.
Yeah,
don't
definitely.
you? So close, yet just so far. And unfortunately, that's going to mean a P13 start for Bab in the next race as we see the rest of the cars come across the line now. Ferguson, Wood, McLean, Bendick. Got Perkins further back with Bishop and Lewis, and that should just about finish us up for this first race.
So some really nice drives there, but Yeah, 100% Reynolds. Class. Beautiful drive from Reynolds on the Audi there. Hold off those two Lamborghinis as well. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, drove a fantastic race, did Reynolds. It looked a little ominous later on, but he got the pace back in, and Van Vliet just happened to drop off quite a long way.
Oh, we got Lewis there. Just enjoying the scenery there. Of course, we're in the Rhineland in Germany.
Gotta love Rhineland.
Of course, home of a beautiful Riesling. Riesling is the wine of the region. Of course, you can enjoy a beautiful Riesling with some nice Knackwurst or some, also some Frankfurter as well.
But it looks like, yes, Herbert has dropped down to P14, which means it will be Hignett starting from reverse grid pole.
Now we will be not sure of the break here. Well, I think we're having a little break. Then we get into super qualifying. So, of course, 13 from position 13 down will go out and try and get themselves high up the grid as possible.
Yes, I'm loving these morphed cars here. Oh, that's a
That's interesting. Oh, wow. There we go. There's a winner. That's the Bentari. Oh,
Ooh.
That's the McLaren Bentley.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
yeah, there we go.
no. Who knew we could make that Audi even worse?
Look at that, yes. Yes.
It looks like we are waiting for the
Go to the
pit
pits.
window to run out.
Go back of house here. Oh. So look at there. Hignett will start on pole for the next race. Bab just missing out. And the tricky part for Bab now is he actually now has to go out and qualify again, and hopefully he can nab that 13th position.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee, is it? So we will see what happens. Are we moving to the next session?
So if you are watching, be sure to give it a big like and a thumbs up. If you are following OOR and you want to hit that notification bell as well for all our live racing action. I do believe we have F1 on Sunday night, but I'm sure Mr. Alex can fill us in with that.
Yep. Yes, we do have the F1 series on Sunday night, and it is a 100% race at Imola, which means that the stream will be starting a bit earlier, as Tier 2 will get underway at, I believe, 5:30 before Tier 1 gets underway at its usual time of 7:30.
But of course, that doesn't stop the racing action tonight. We've got race 2 for Split Blue. Then stick around because we do have Split Red as well, which will be fantastic. And we all know Split Red does tend to throw up a few spatters.
Always.
Oh, thanks, JC. That's a nice thing. What a guy. He's all right, JC. Oh, I'm a big fan of JC. And he's a Bombers
I am
fan.
also a big fan of JC.
But of course, reverse grid time. We will have super qualifying first, of course, and then get into reverse grid racing.
We do have another 3 minutes and 45 seconds to run before we get into qualifying, but we'll see what happens.
Chad Van Villette. Van Villette. Oh,
Van
okay.
Vliet. Okay.
Van Villette. Copy that. So for those watching, we do have a little bit of time. So we do, as I say, we do have the Nurburgring 24-hour on the weekend. One of the best races of the year. We always have there's always a bit of weather around the ring as well. Hopefully we don't have 6 hours of red flag like we had last year. So hopefully we do get the full 24 hours in. But always a fantastic weekend. And then as as I was saying, we've got Indy 500 as well. Good luck to Scotty Mack. And hopefully
Starting a long way down, isn't he? Like
he is
P28, I'd say.
P28. But as we know with the Indy 500, qualifying really doesn't mean a lot.
Oh no, it doesn't matter where you qualify as long as you have a clean race for the 200 laps.
Yep, 200 laps, of course, and the winner of the Indy 500, of course, drinks some milk at the end. Always
Unless your last name is Fittipaldi,
yes, correct.
then you'll drink orange juice.
And then, of course, the Monaco GP. Yes, the cars are too fast for it, but it still has the romance.
Oh no, the cars aren't too fast for it. They're just too damn wide.
That too. But it definitely has the romance. And I have been checking the weather report, and there is maybe a look of rain.
Yeah, rain on the Sunday maybe. It's looking interesting. And I mean, not too far in the distance, we've got the 24 Hours of Le Mans coming up.
We do. My favourite race every year. I'm a big Le Mans. I love Le Mans. It is the greatest race of all time.
And what's that? Shane Van Gisbergen's racing in it this year, isn't he?
Oh, I haven't heard anything about that, but I believe he might. But of course, Le Mans is about one thing for me. I am a massive Matt Campbell fan, so I look forward to seeing he's racing also this weekend as well. Of course, this will be the last Le Mans as well that Toyota are going to have all their own way, because as of next year, as super qualifying is about to get underway, Hypercar is going to be back next. Is going to be next year with quite a few manufacturers committing. So we're heading.
Yeah, we have a lot of manufacturers because you've got what was it? Yeah, Peugeot, Alpine. I can't even remember all of them off the top of my head. There's that many.
I'll see how it goes. So we have Peugeot, Alpine, Porsche, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Toyota.
Chevrolet or something?
Not Chevrolet. Is it Van Walt? I know there's a couple more that I'm missing, but yeah, really excited to see how that all plays out. Very much looking forward to that. So super qualifying here. So from 13 down, we'll.
I got the wrong American brand. It's Cadillac.
Cadillac. There we go.
So yeah, there's a lot of new cars coming in next year, and of course you got some of the ones sticking around from this year, like your Toyotas, like your Alpines, like your, I think Glickenhaus is sticking around.
Glickenhaus are sticking around.
That's a shame.
It is a shame, and because we all know their owner is a bit of a tool. Looking at Crossland here, so another quick qualifying session here. Really important, this one as well. You want to get yourself as high up as possible. You do not want to be in that mid-pack soup coming into turn one. Now, and we reckon with race two as well, reverse grid, I reckon we'll see a little bit more action, I reckon, on lap one on this one.
Oh yeah, reverse grids always pack some action in. Also, it looks like we've had a question. What track is the Indy 500?
I believe it's at Bristol.
No, I think it's at Charlotte.
Could be the Bristol dirt track. Now that would be interesting.
Honestly though, Indy cars at the Bristol dirt track. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing that, just watching the cars lose grip everywhere. Because like the NASCARs were bad enough. Like Indy cars at the Bristol dirt track.
Well, as soon as every time the Bristol dirt track comes on, supercars media start talking about, oh, should we do a dirt race for supercars? I can answer that question. No.
No, do not.
Oh, JC's Laguna's sake. I love it.
The most you should do with ovals is bring back Calder.
Yep. I live about 20 minutes from Calder.
Oh yeah?
Beautiful town of Sunbury.
It's a nice track, and Sunbury's a nice town. I think I've only been through there once though, on the train. But we're on board here with Crossland as he starts his lap.
And the big bad BMW. Oh, I can't even say big bad BMW. I mean it. I tried, but I can't.
Ah, no, we've got a new contender from Ferox, New Delhi. It's actually called the Indian 500.
Oh, very good there from Ferox. 10 points there. Very clever.
Is it at Madras or Bud?
Oh.
That's the question. Or is it a street circuit in Delhi? That is the question.
So, still on board here with Crossland as we head down into Dunlop. Tricky corner, this one. Really tricky. Gets a nice exit out of Dunlop now up towards the Schumacher S. A little bit of adjustment there.
Dunlop always screws me up, but he did very well through Schumacher S. Took all of the curb that he could.
Now through Michelin. Into Warnester. Love this corner. Favourite corner on the track.
Oh, I just dipped a wheel in the gravel. That will cost him about a tenth or two going down the straight. But this second half of the lap has been quite strong from Crossland.
Yeah, what's he like through the chicane? How much curb does he take? Really aggressive on the curbs there. Lovely. I reckon this is going to put him close to the top. Nice exit out of the final turn now.
The first sector was a bit scrappy, but we'll see where it puts him. Puts him P9.
Nice. It is Herbert currently leading the way with a 154.
We jump on with Salty Rod. Oh.
So old mate sacks up in the big Merc. Another car that I really don't have a lot of experience in, the Merc, so...
The Merc's an alright car, it's fairly decent. Not sure, can't remember how well it goes around here, but can't be too bad. So we see Salsa come across the line now, and he goes into P7.
Herbert's still leading the way with the 54.6. Zarkis there in second, McClaw's in third. Here's the Gorilla Man, Mr. Bab.
The one who missed out on that reverse grid position by one spot and about half a second, I should say, not half a tenth. If it was half a tenth, it will be even worse to handle, but Bab has taken it on the chin and is continuing on with his super qualifying.
Of course, Mr. Bab here, one of our fantastic rookie admin, does a great job with all our rookies. He can also steer. Gets a nosy. Look at that, really tight there. Gets a nice exit as well. Unleashes that big Bentley power. Puts him up to 8th at the moment. I'll tell you what, that time from Herbert, that's pretty smart.
It's holding strong. See Lewis go through a chicane, take about as much curb as he can in the Ferrari.
I'll be spending a lot more time in this car, in the Ferrari, coming up with our fantastic endurance season coming up.
Shifts up into P12. He's still got one more lap to go.
Salty right at the moment. Currently in P8. 1.3 off the pace. Is he going to find something here? How deep does he go into this? Oh, he carries a lot of quarter speed through there. Just flings it over the curbs.
That's what you love to see. And apparently the Merc, he's good. Just requires a lot of setup. And yeah, that's sort of how I remember it being.
Oh, that's a second.
Oh,
good lap.
That's a very good lap from Aaron Seltzer-Rod. In the Mercedes, moves up into P2.
On board with my man, Mr. Lee at the moment. Raced quite a bit against Mr. Lee in the Porsche.
But have you raced with him in the Porsche?
Not with him, but definitely raced against him. Oh, it doesn't like that chicane, the Porsche. It does Porsche things on the exit.
Yes, gotta love the Porsche things. As Paz moves up into P5.
Oh, nice lap from Lee there. Beautiful lap. Up to third now.
Now here's Bab. Takes a lot more curb this time through the chicane. I mean, the Bentley can pretty much just eat curbs for breakfast.
Yeah, it just looks at curves and laughs at him, really.
But let's see, where does this put Bab?
Ooh,
P3.
P3.
Decent result, but probably not quite what he was hoping for.
We did see him, though, in race 1. He can move through the pack, so I don't think we'll be too fussed about that.
As Remfry moves up a couple of positions in his BMW. Here's Lewis.
So if Lewis can improve. Currently in 15th in his qualifying session. Up to
P11.
11th now. Nice job.
Now here's Salterod. He's the last driver who's yet to finish his lap. Can he improve any more positions? Oh, he goes so deep. That was a good run through the chicane, though. He's going for it.
He is definitely 100%.
Real nice tight line through there. He's got a good exit. Can he usurp? No, not quite. I think he was about a 10th off.
So did you notice that in the Merc, the in-car view? So, you know, $500,000 GT3 car, but it's got a window wiper stalk for, it looks like, from a 1980s Falcon.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's probably worth a couple thousand bob.
Actually, you probably. So there's that grid. So there's Bab currently in, so he'll be starting out of third. Lee out of fourth in the beautiful Porsche. Yes. No, yes.
You do have to remember that this is a reverse grid, which means these drivers will be starting from P13 down. So
Oh, that's right.
Herbert P13, Salterod P14, and continues down.
So you're confused already. That's why I have my man Alex with me to unconfuse myself.
The power of a young brain, Sean.
Fair play, I'll take that one. Got a beautiful look. Oh, no.
The more I look at it, the more it looks like a very sick dragon.
So as you see, track temperature at the moment currently 16 degrees. We do see it's a little bit later in the day. Some scattered cloud there. The beautiful Mercedes-Benz Arena. As Maloki just subscribed, thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome aboard as we are race 2 for Split Blue in our Super Sprint. Of course, stick around after this. It will be Split Red. And from what we're hearing out of practice in Split Red, there is some moisture around.
As we see the drone cam going all over the track at this point. It's cutting all of the corners it can.
Definitely better than the drone operator in the F1 race.
Oh, sure. Yes. I mean, the drone operator in the F1 race sort of made me feel half sick. Speaking of sick, of course, we are missing at the moment Samwise Holmes, one of the normal commentators. Hope you get well soon, mate.
Yep, shout out to Samwise. Hope you are feeling better very soon. Miss you in the box.
So, one of those terrible things going around at the moment, just this awful sickness going around at this stage. It is getting towards that time of year, though, so sort of something that you'd more or less expect. But over the past few years, we've sort of just been plagued a bit by it, haven't we?
We have, but we are pushing through it, and that's the main thing.
The drone's got to quickly get around before the cars start leaving the grid. Got about 5 seconds. Oh, here we go.
Up to the green hell. Oh, no, he's made a decision. He's started to come back.
I wonder how far you can go on the green hell.
I've actually never tried. You know what? That's something we should try one day. I agree. The Porsche safety car now will lead them away. The guys will get themselves sorted in their correct positions. Also, a big shout out to our race directors and our stewards who give up their time to make these things happen.
I do love that safety car. Even though it's a Porsche, the livery does look very nice. Now let's see how straight of a line we've got. Alright, good so far, good so far.
Ooh, Lexus
Oh, that
slightly off
Lexus is a
there.
little out. Oh
No.
no.
Oh, beautiful from the Ferrari
Yeah,
there. Perfect.
but Villanueva getting right in there. It's not great. Don't think anyone will be getting any stubby holders today.
Okay, that Lexus is now doing my OCD. Even the Bentley's moving up to say, come on, just straighten her up.
Yeah, that's not terrible. This Lambo can move up a bit more.
Looking at the radar there, doesn't look like any rain on its way, so
And here comes the rest of the grid, so we will never know if we have a proper straight line or not.
love this time of day. Look at the lights ablaze. Beautiful.
Oh, it gets even better as the race progresses. Because, yeah, as the night sort of comes in more, we have a bit of a
Oh, what's going on today?
congested pack at the back here, just sorting positions. What's the Ferrari doing?
Lucas Electric's is probably just shut off.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's not French electronics at least, but still, the Italians... Yeah, they're Italians. Anyways, we're looking from the rear wing of the Porsche safety car once again. So we see Hignett, who is our reverse grid pole sitter, followed by Phillips, Villanueva, Piper, Nipris, Clark, Sinekas, Kai Rudin, Lamb, Copano, Van Villette, and Reynolds.
All right, chat. All right, viewers, who's our pick for this one? I'm going to go out on a bit of a limb here. I just think, I reckon Villanueva might be able to win this one. I don't know why.
I'm thinking Phillips.
Yeah.
So we're both thinking Pro-Ams.
Yep.
Well, there you go, and soon enough we'll be approaching the start of this race. So they slowly start to enter into double file now, so they'll want to jockey for positions, hope that they can get the best start possible. They do have to make sure they do not exceed the speed limit of which I think is still 80.
Do you believe it is 80? That's correct.
There is a little bit of wiggle room, but you do need to make sure that you do not exceed that before the start, or else you will receive a penalty. Same too for where you're lining up on the start, and depending on gaps to the car in front, you've got to be careful of that too, because that can also be penalized. Here we go then, around the final corner now. We'll get this race underway very, very shortly. It will be Hignett, followed by Phillips and Villanueva, who will get the better launch off the line, as everyone is now around the final corner. And we are underway. So, equal getaway at the front, but the Porsche of Clark has managed to get a little bit of a jump on those around him. He's going to have a go at the middle. Oh, 3 wide. Will they all get through? There's a couple more wide.
Wow.
Oh, nah, there's the
There we
BMW
go.
of Sinekas gone. So, not quite, but still a much cleaner start than I was sort of expecting. So it is Sinekas, who has unfortunately dropped to the back. Let's see what happened here.
Inside at the moment. Did he get
Just
it? Oh no, you just called too much curve. You've done that yourself.
just lost on his own. So, nothing of anyone else is doing, but there has been a bit of a battle at the front. Is that... What? Oh, Hignett has dropped back from Phillips, so it's Phillips in the lead of this race.
Right,
And he's
your
got a
man.
good lead.
So great stuff there from Phillips, and I'll tell you what, that's a great start from he's. Yeah, you're right about that gap. That's just surprised me how quick that gap's just grown.
Yeah, he's gotten a real good gap, and looks like... Yep, so the current order is Phillips, Hignett, Clark, Kyrudin, Piper, Copano.
Oh.
That's Kyrudin up the inside of Clark. No, he won't get the move done around the outside. He's opened the door there for Piper, who backs out of it. So continuing on, you've got Reynolds, Lamb, P8, P9, then Nipris, Herbert, Van Vliet, Salterod, Bab, Lee, and Malloy, the top 15.
Did we lose Villanueva? What happened there? Didn't catch that.
Yeah, Villanueva's gone from the top
this
few
is-
cars.
Oh, this is big from Reynolds. That's a big move. He's currently already in the 7th, so he's had a fantastic start. Ooh.
Little bit of a bump on the straight, that's fair game, but they're side by side going into turn 1. Can Copano hold on? Oh, they're gonna go 3 wide!
Oh, wow. That could have gone a lot worse. Great driving by everyone
Copano and
involved.
Reynolds are still side by side. Oh, Reynolds is still holding on, but he's not going to be able to hold on for much longer, and Copano holds the position. What a battle between those two. And it was Piper who had to get out of the way there, otherwise he would have been caught up in a bit of a sandwich act as, oh no!
Oh.
That's Van Vliet, who's unfortunately lost out there. Let's see what happened here.
He's got sad face emoji all over it. Yeah, Bab gave him a tap. Oh, concertina effect everywhere.
So it was Bab, Salterod, Van Vliet, and it was just a few cars that couldn't quite avoid it. I think one of them was I'd dare say was Scott Blair,
Definitely
but I could be wrong.
Hey, well, there's some good heads-up driving by some of those drivers. I had to avoid that.
No, looks like it was Neil Wood. So unfortunate there, but we keep going onwards.
Safety car looks like it's been called. Everyone is speeding up. Safety car has been called.
So that completely nullifies the gap that Phillips had out front of Larry Hicknett. Seemed to have closed it down, unless the safety car was called just before the sector split. But we do indeed have a safety car, so this will close the field right up.
So we did have a nice race 1, but race 2, yep. This will give Hignett a chance to maybe get that position black. It'll give Clark a chance, Kai Rudin a chance. I'll tell you what though, if I'm these drivers, that car, that number 28 and 6th position, I'd be very concerned about.
Ooh, yes, although he does need to try and get past on the 160 car of Copano, who we know is quite quick, and so too is Kai Rudin. So we'll see what happens, but I'd say we'll get this race underway again in a few laps, if not just the one. So we see Salterod come into the pits. Now these drivers do need to be careful because there is no ghosting.
Actually experienced my first safety car in OOR last night in the Porsche Cup race.
What was it like?
Interesting. Unfortunately, I went around, so I was in part of the sort of the kerfuffle that sort of brought the safety car out. But it was good to do it. Yeah, learned a couple of things with it, and it's a great thing. It's all part of learning, and yeah, looking forward to sort of not looking forward to more safety cars while I'm driving, but
Yeah, safety cars definitely create quite a few different scenarios in a race, and I'm sure experiencing your first one was quite interesting to think about, just making sure you manage your gaps to the car ahead and keep an eye on what's going on with the car behind to make sure you don't get rear-ended. But it's definitely not fun when you're one of the causes of the safety car, as we jump on to see sort of what happened earlier on in the race.
we're going to get an update here on Villanueva, so find out exactly what happened to him.
Oh,
that was interesting.
I think Villanueva may have just gotten a bit wide.
Yep.
And yeah, just unfortunate that couldn't save it.
Let's have a look here, just a bit closer. Oh yeah, I think he just got a little wide and then just all of a sudden there was a big bad blue Bentley there and threw him straight into the wall.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for Villanueva. Your pick for the win for this one, but let's see again what happened between Van Vliet and Bab. And yeah, Bab just a bit late on the brakes there, I think.
That will come with an invoice, I dare say.
I'd say so.
Ooh, look at these. Some of these drivers, oh, look at that. Whoa.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's what happened with Wood.
Yep.
Just a little bit. Oh, that's car in the wall. Here's what happened with McLean. Just a little bit of a tag and
Crash.
yeah.
Well, now we can definitely understand why the safety car was called.
Yep. Anyways, we keep moving on. Seems the safety car is still out there.
Truck temp has dropped to 15 degrees, so keeping those 4 Pirellis warm will be very important here.
The safety car does come in, so Phillips will have control of the field from here. When will he go? He rounds the final corner and he is still going the ACKs and he's leaving it late and he's gone and he's left Hignett in the dust and Kairoon's got the overlap here on Clark. Can he use it? No, he cannot. Clark just got a little bit of a better run and now that's opened the door for Copano around the outside. Clark up the inside of Hignett. They do touch slightly, but Hignett still has the inside. Copano has the inside of Kai Rudin. And can Copano get the move done? He sure has, and he's now going to have a look at Clark. He's got to be brave going up the inside there. And Copano's holding around the outside. Does have to go off the track. That's going to be looked at potentially, but I think it may be fair game, and Copano up the inside has gotten Clark. Kai Rudin now up the inside. Clark cannot do anything. So quite a bit of movement on that start as we see Niparis up the inside of Lamb. So we do have quite a bit of movement going on in this start. Niparis just has that little bit of overlap. Can he go up the inside of the hairpin? He's still holding. Oh, that was very tight. There's a little bit of a tap. And they're still going at it. Wow, this is brilliant racing. There's a car around at the hairpin. Oh, and Lamb has to close the door on Niparis eventually, and Lamb holds on to that position. But I think there was a car spun around at the hairpin.
Well done by Lamb there, being a championship leader. I reckon there was a few nervy moments there.
Wow, what an action-packed restart that was. That was fantastic to watch.
Looking at that, the big winner of that was definitely Copano, and I reckon he's on the charge here. He might be on for a race win here. We know he's got the pace in that black Lamborghini. He's looking at the back of Hignett here. I reckon he's not going to take much time to get past here.
He does need to be careful though. It's not the easiest track to overtake on, so any rash move and you can cause yourself to get a penalty. So he's got to be really careful of that, as does everyone else on track. He is having a look and he's going for the dive. Is he going to make it stick? It's a little bit of a tap and he's somehow gotten the move done. That was really close driving, and Hignett doesn't seem to be happy. He's giving him a flash. It's Kai Rudin up the inside of Clark. Kai Rudin's going to get the move done here, and he does. So all very close racing. Reverse grid showing us that you can in fact overtake around here. It's just very, very difficult.
We're just going to see how the judiciary look at that incident there with Capilano and Hignett. Whether any further action will be, but we definitely saw Hignett was not impressed. course, giving the international sign of not happy Jan, which is the old light flash.
Personally, I think it was okay. It was a very minor tap, and oh, here we go. Back we've got a battle between Rowe and Lee. Side by side through the hairpin, and Rose.
Good move.
Yeah, up the inside and gotten it done on the Porsche of Lee. As the sun continues to set here at Nurburgring in the Rhineland. So you see, oh, that's Crossland up the inside Lee. Oh, and Lee's outbroken himself. He's completely outbroken himself. Probably got a little bit of the grass and has had to go wide. Careful the rejoin, and he's been real careful. That's good heads up driving. So, oh, and that's Remfright.
Oh, that was what happened there.
And then Remfright just seemed to lose it on his own. But that McLaren, I'd be interested in looking at. Wow, Copano is really fighting up here at the front. And he's up the inside, and he's gotten the move done. But he's had to run wide. Will that open the door again for Phillips?
Nope.
I do think that may be looked at, though, because he had to go off the track to get the move done. He outbroke himself, went off the track, and... Oh, no!
Oh, we've had drama turn one. Cars everywhere.
That's Hignett around. Hignett was in P3 at the time.
So Caplano went up the inside here.
Oh, Clark.
Oh,
no.
Oh, big sad face emoji there.
Charles Clark, what? Oh, careful, careful. You don't want to get punted there. Oh, and there was another punt going on. That was Van Vliet on Bab, I think. Maybe a bit of return serve from earlier.
Lot to break down on that one, but it definitely was Clark and the Porsche that took the alternative line, which was never going to work.
Yeah, I was just way too late on the brakes and couldn't stop in time, unfortunately, and that will most likely be an invoice. But Copano has gotten the lead one way or another, and is now starting to break away slightly from Phillips, but I'm sure there'll be a few things that the stewards will be having a look at.
There's Lee, Sonegas, Villanueva, Van Villet, Curtis, Salty Rob.
A few drivers that have picked up 10-second time penalties. I wonder if that's for race start procedure. Salty Rod up the inside of Ben Diebold's Curtis. Oh, side by side through chicane. They've got to be careful here, and yeah, Diebold has had to back out, which has backed up the pack behind a little bit, but they're still going. Oh, and there's a bit of moving around here. That's Rowe up the inside. He's got the move done on the Nissan of Paz.
That's my Enduro teammate, Paz.
Paz has got straight line speed, and he's going up the inside. Once again of Rowe. He's got to be real careful. The car's in front, and he gets the move done fairly easily. Rowe's going to try on the switchback. He's got to hold around the outside. That's never going to work. He's got to try and get the better exit, but no, not quite in the BMW. So Paz has got position. Oh, but Rowe's having a look at the inside. That was never going to work, and he just couldn't quite brake late enough, luckily. So, yep, Paz holds on to it for now, with Ben Curtis leading the way of this train, followed by Ben Dick, Paz, Rowe, and Taylor.
So up the front there we got Ugly leading Ugly at the moment. So easily the two ugliest liveries on the grid are leading that battle pack.
Ashton Reynolds and Matthew Lamb P2, P3 now.
Oh, so the battle's on now. Look at this. Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
This is tight racing between this lot. Can Ben Diebold's Curtis hold on to this?
Oh, a little bit of a concertina there. That could have got messy. Look at Rodaz going to try and go up the inside of Paz in the background there. Gets it done. Nice move.
Really good move there by Rowe. Ben Dick's really on the back of Ben Curtis here. course, Ben Curtis races in Split 2 of the F1 Series, racing for Aston Martin, and has shown quite a bit of success in the F1 Series, trying to replicate that as much as he can in ACC. Of course, he has raced in the GT Series before, but he's holding his own against these drivers at the moment, doing a really good job.
Rowe looks racy as well. We've seen a nice move from Rowe already. Already, he'll want to go at these two.
Well, he's got a slipstream on Ben Deek. Is he going to have a look up the inside? He is. He's diving. He's diving. Can he get it done? Oh, he's not quite fully along, so he's going to have to go the long way around at turn 2. Oh, and they touch.
Oh, if
But
he's got
he's
to hold
still
this
there.
around
He's
the
still
outside.
there. Oh, they touch again. And
Oh, he's gone.
Ben Deek's held it. But Rowe's gotten through. So drama here, down in the lower positions, as we see side by side, but with what's that, Taylor and Hignett. Oh, and Hignet's gone. Hignet's gone.
Hignett has absolutely sent it to Austria there.
Oh, I have a feeling he wasn't left enough space in the braking by Taylor. So that will be looked up by the stewards for sure. But
That's the thing with this track. You actually don't realise how narrow it is. It's not as wide as you think it is.
yeah, it's a very narrow track. Like, you know, you could probably fit maybe 3 BMWs across one part of the track, barely. But oh, look at Paz here on Ben Deek. He's around the outside. No, he's backed out of it. He did have a really strong run though out the S's.
Oh, there it goes. Rowe's gone. Hold on to it. Just.
Oh, he's lost out on a lot of positions though. Yeah, just a little tap from behind from Ben Deek, I reckon. But we continue on. So that's eased the pressure off of Ben Curtis just a bit there. To move further up, here's Lee and Ferguson. Oh, and there's Bub now. What's happened here? Oh, no, not into the chicane. Not into the chicane.
It's going to happen. We know what's going to happen here. There it is.
I believe that's Bub now and Warren who have gotten together there. Let's see. Van Villet's doing really well to fight back. He's gotten ahead of Lee and is up in the P16.
Nice
Meanwhile, further up, Bab has indeed gotten a 10-second penalty for, I assume, the earlier incident with Van Vliet.
Back up the front though. It's Capilano. 1.6 seconds to the good over Reynolds. Lamb in third. Kyrudin in fourth. Phillips in fifth. Nice job there by Phillips though. Top Pro-Am.
He's putting in a good race, but yeah, unfortunately he's just fallen back slightly from the faster cars ahead of Copano, Reynolds, Lamb. Oh, that's Ferguson around. What's happened here? Or he's just gotten loose at the Schumacher S's and around he goes. Bit too committed on the curb, and the Ferrari does not like curb.
I think we can all put our hands up. Even Chuck can put their hands up. I think we've all done that.
Yeah, I'd agree. But oh, Van Vliet, another move done. He's up in the P14. He's having a really solid race after an unfortunate incident earlier on.
Storming his way through the field here.
And there's Warren. He's had enough. So the American out of this one. As we see side by side between Lewis and Lee. Can Lee get up the inside? He's broken late enough. Has he broken too late? He has. Is he going to lose out to Villanueva? Villanueva's made a good comeback as well. Oh, Villanueva had a look, but Lee was wise to it. Closed the door early. So he holds on to that P16 position for now.
I think that's the other thing in the Porsche as well. We just saw that because it's got the best brakes in the business. Sometimes you just bite off a little more than you can chew.
Yeah, it's always the case, isn't it? But we do have a quite close battle here between Ben Curtis and Ben Hignett. Two Bens. One's in a BMW, the other one in a Bentley. Too many Bs to count.
Hignett currently 27th after having a bit of a moment. So he's got a long climb back up the leaderboard here. Curtis there. Of course, saw Curtis have a bit of moments. A lot of stories that come out of this one, actually. A lot of drivers having moments.
Oh yes, it's been a very eventful race as this one. Lots of entertainment coming from Split Blue as Ben Curtis tries to defend against Hignett and succeeds as Rowe.
Rowe! Oh!
Nah, that was never on. That move was never on from Rowe, and luckily Hignett has not lost a position from it, so fortunate, but Rowe has had to pay the price and has dropped behind Bishop. We see side by side here between Lewis and Sneakers, but Sneakers doesn't quite get the best run out of the final corner. Can he now get the slipstream into turn one, maybe have a go on the Ferrari? Seems to have a little bit of a beat up rear end. No, not quite. Villanueva's still in this battle as well.
Sneakers is quite high in the championship as well, so really needs to peg back some points here. He is carrying a 10-second penalty as well, so he really needs to move up as much as he can. Just looking at the times there, though, might not drop him down too far. He might be okay.
It should only drop him to one position because Ferguson is a bit of the way back.
There's a couple of guys there in chat. Barbecue Bun says, everyone killing my boy Hignett today. Yeah, he's had a bit of a rough one. Of course, as Damien said, if you are enjoying watching tonight, please leave a like if you enjoy what you're seeing here. Of course, stick around. We have Split Red coming up with 6 minutes to go. As we see a battle here between Zarkis and Crossland.
Philip Zarkis and Crossland.
I forgot Phillips. That's all right. He's
Phillips
still
has
there.
dropped down a bit, but it's sort of to be expected as a pro-am, but he's still putting in a mighty effort holding off Zarkis. Crossland's having a fairly good race after starting a bit further down. Oh, that's a bit loose there from Zarkis. That's opened the door for Crossland up the inside. Can he get the dive? Oh, Zarkis closes the door.
I'm going to give a credit to Crossland there. That was really well done. He could have sent that, but he actually backed out of it. Great heads-up driving.
Yeah, smart driving from some of these drivers tonight, as you'd expect. As we see, Villanueva's gotten past Sneakers.
He has. Villanueva's really on the charge here. What a drive, comeback drive. He was absolutely stone last.
I think the safety car most likely helped the cause. So we see a couple more penalties coming in now as we see battle between Wood and Bub now. This is where Bub now had the incident earlier, which he's gotten a 5-second penalty for. But they managed to get through cleanly then. So we see, oh, that's condensing up as that was Chris Taylor. I'm pretty sure it's Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who just had to back up a little bit.
Looking here at Van Villet. Currently chasing Sanakis. Another Van Villet.
Sanakis. Sicanius.
Oh. Actually, nice drive from Van Villet as well. The other one was down quite far, and he's actually made his way up. So,
yeah, he's having a very solid drive. Is the Lamborghini driver as we see. Whoa, what's happened with Niporus? He's had a bit of an off and has dropped down the P8. He's still moving, still in a solid position. So we're entering the closing part of the race now as Corpano is still in the lead, but Reynolds is closing in with fast slap. This is going to be a fight to the end between these two.
does Reynolds want to risk it for the biscuit, as they say, and go for the double? Or is he just happy to sit behind and take second spot? Both drivers, I think, will be very happy, though. Really good points for their championship charge. Lamb in third, just being consistent, banking those points. Sometimes that's all you need to do.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Oh, the Nissan there of Piper got very loose. That's gonna try and open the door for Bab, but Bab, no. Too far back on this occasion. Well, he's having a look. He's kept Piper wide, but nothing doing there. So he'll have to try again at another part of the track. Some good battles here. Lamb and Kyrun is very close too, under half a second there. So he could see something happen for the final spot on the podium. But I think a lot of focus at the moment is on the battle between Copano and Reynolds for the win.
Very out to 0.8 of a second.
I reckon it's...
I reckon if Copano really, if he keeps it nice and smooth, he should have this. So no mistakes, hit your markers, hit your apexes, he should be good to go. He's actually slightly extending that a little bit.
There will be 2 laps to go after this, so 2 laps for Reynolds to try and close in. As Kyrun is really hunting down Lamb here.
Not a battery. See, with Lamb leading the championship, sometimes, you know, Kyrun really wants to put the heat on and put the blowtorch on. I reckon Lamb just might be smart just to go, you know what? Go on through, so.
Yeah, you won't want to risk
look at
anything.
this. Oh,
It's a nice battle falling behind Sicanius. Van Vliet leading the trailing trio.
this is great as well. We've got 3 different manufacturers here. No, 4 different manufacturers. This is what we like to see.
Oh, it's tight. It's very tight. Van Vliet is having a look around the outside of Sicanius. That's bold, and he's holding it. He's holding it.
If he pulls this off, this will be a fantastic move.
Should almost be move of the night.
He's
So
still got
far,
the
and he's-
overlap. Takes a little bit too much curve. Scanius goes right outside the track.
They're
this is
still side by side. This is fantastic racing between these two.
He goes around the outside. Oh, that is a magnificent move.
It is
Yes.
fantastic from Van Vliet. He has absolutely bossed that move as Reynolds has closed the gap. We have a last lap showdown, ladies and gentlemen.
This is really spicing up
That
beautifully.
was very loose from the nut there of the Audi of Ashlyn Reynolds. A loose nut from Reynolds.
Oh, very good. Touche. Very good. So 1 lap to go.
Half a tenth between these two. Who will win? Lamborghini or Audi? It's Lamborghini in front. Can the Audi get through before the end of the lap? This is the last lap. What can Reynolds in the 28 car do against the 160 car of Copano? Reynolds definitely has got the pace over Copano, but can Copano defend like an absolute menace to hold on?
Also, where is he going to get the move done? That's more important as well. It's all good being close and having the pace, but you've actually got a plan here.
I reckon we could see a last corner dive, honestly. It's looking very close. Reynolds is really on the back. But the Lamborghini gets a good run out of the corners.
Look at the defence here into Dunlop.
Oh,
Reynolds
he's trying
trying to
around
get
the
the
outside.
outside.
And he's too wide. I think that's it. Oh, and Van Vliet's got 10 seconds.
Oh, ouch.
So, a good comeback, unfortunately, comes to an end for Van Vliet, as he has to suffer with a 10-second penalty. But I think that move from Reynolds cemented the race, as Copano is holding strong in P1, and I reckon he's going to come across the line in a few corners' time to take the victory for Lamborghini.
Great effort by Reynolds. So he went for it. He decided he's going to go for it there. So love racing like that.
And you're right, Kai Rudin has gotten through on Lamb, so Lamb's just Lamb go, and Lamb's dropped quite a fair way back, actually.
But as
Which is
Capilano now comes around the final turn, fantastic race in the Lamborghini. Absolutely held on beautifully there from Reynolds. And will take the win in race 2 for Split Blue. Capilano, Reynolds in second, Kai Rudin there in third. Nice drive. Our championship leader will finish in 4th, as that looks like Bab taking a very interesting line through the final chicane.
The scenic route.
Yes. Of course, he is carrying a 10-second penalty, so that's going to drop him down the order. Zarkis looks like he'll finish in 10th on track, but we'll just have to see actually how far that drops Bab down. Looking here at Salty Rob and Villanueva. Currently they're in 17th. Can he get this extra position from Sanakis? Doesn't look like it. Sanakis will hold on for 16th. Villanueva will finish in 17th. Lee in 18th.
Oh, side by side through a chicane.
Oh.
How'd they get through there? Oh, they didn't.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're still going at it. Hignett and Bendik. Paz has gotten into this, and Paz is going to get Bendik.
Great job by Paz there. He was the one. I'll pick up the crumbs.
Yeah, all credit to him, and Bendik has gone into the wall. He's given up the ghost on his eyesore of a livery, unfortunately.
Still can't make it look any better.
Looks like we've got far few cars coming across the line now. McLean will come across the line, then Peffy Bridge, and that will just about do us. Peffy Bridge is just coming across the line now, and that's it. That's your result for race 2 here in Split Blue.
Well, that one was definitely a lot more action-packed than race 2. Yeah, there's quite a lot to unpack there.
Yep, that was really good racing there. Very exciting racing too. We take a look at the results. It was Copano from Reynolds who had the fastest lap, and Kai Rudin, Lamb, Herbert, Piper, Nipris, Phillips, Zarskas, and Crossland, the top 10. Further down we got Malloy, Bab with the 10-second penalty, Clark, Salterod, Sicanius, Villanueva, Lee, Van Vliet with the 10-second penalty, Lewis, and Sinikas is the last driver we can see at the moment, who also had a 10-second penalty in 20th.
Great stuff, guys. That was full on.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was very crazy. That second race was action-packed, and I think got to give Reynolds driver of the day for Split Blue.
Oh, definitely.
He
Sensational
drove with
effort.
brilliance.
Thanks heaps for your great commentary. Awesome job tonight, Alex and Sean.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's
Enjoy
always
Split
a
Red.
pleasure.
We're going to take a quick 2-second break whilst we move over to Split Red, so we'll see you all soon. Thanks, guys.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Alrighty, straight into qualifying. The last session took a little bit longer than we wanted due to the interesting pit window that was on the server. We assumed that was the reason why it was delayed, but never mind. We are straight into it. 30 seconds left in qualifying here for Split Red. we have rain in 10 or 30 minutes, I've just noticed. So maybe the start of this race is going to be wet. Look out. How are we, chat? Hope we're all well. Quite a few sick people in our staff this week. Shout out to those guys. I hope you're feeling better soon. It's that type of time of the year. It's not just COVID. There's a lot of things kicking around. And kicking around at the top of this leaderboard is Lucas Burrs. Dankachu, as you might know him. He's a fast man. And he's loving life in the Honda here. Oh, he's just pitting. He said, no, I don't even need us another lap. Your mic sounds doubled. No one wants to hear two of me. I reckon that'll fix it. Thanks, Tarks. So, Jed Coleman, 0.058 behind. Lucas Burrs, Raleigh, P3. Mohammed Urfa, if you don't mind. Quite new to ACC from Team Techno, goes P4. Rashidi P5, Shady Samuel P6 with Cook, McIntosh, John Sanikas, as I hear JP, his brother, join the commentary box. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good evening, guys. Yeah, it would be better if I was a better driver, but yeah, not too bad.
We saw the incident, mate. You just lost it a little bit in the rears?
Yeah, the first incident, they were just going a lot slower than I expected, and the one at turn one, I braked, everybody stopped, they started going, and then everybody braked again, and I didn't anticipate the second one. I just bonked them. So yeah, bit of poor awareness by my side there, but at least it looks like Split Red is going to have some rain, so that should, well, there it goes.
Just cleared up. I can't believe that. We've been absolutely shafted.
What's the racing troubles?
But yeah, that was to watch on stream. That second race in particular, we had everything going on. First race was super clean.
First lap on the second race was decent, and then all of a sudden, second lap, everybody was like, "No, murdered."
Yeah, basically,
we all just died.
We could have nearly had a second safety car, but otherwise, it would have just kept being a cycle of safety car a lap, safety car a lap.
Yeah, no, it was. I had about 24 seconds of damage by the end of it, so every time I braked, the lights turned off, which was fun in the nighttime race when the chicane gets dark. But no, hopefully Split Red live up to their reputation.
I'm not sure if Blue's seen any rain so far this season.
Nope.
Not a drop. We'll have to change that then.
What do you think about Samwise's livery?
Is he racing, is he? Oh,
That's the Audi on screen there. It's the in-game one.
Well, he obviously hasn't listened to a single message to say submit a livery. So that's a DQ. Sam Wise, who barely has a voice, that's why he wasn't commentating for Split Blue. But he's racing tonight, doing a Lando Norris. I don't think there's any qualifying bans for this split tonight.
We had any either, if I recall correctly, that I saw.
Oh, V4's gone.
Good.
See you later. That was Irfan. Was it Irfan? No.
No, Irfan's still there. He's in the map. Who was that? That was Jack Gorman is still there. Who was that?
I don't know. Shout out to Benjamin Hignett, who was hit by nearly every single car tonight in race 2. He'll probably even get hit by cars in this split. That was the type of night he had. And now he's going to jump in the safety car for Split Red.
30 seconds.
Probably going to go out and hit somebody.
Oh, it happens, Chad.
Yeah, we all have those.
Welcome back, though. Thistlethwaite and Ben Vintner making their return to Split
10
Red
seconds.
this evening.
Yeah, good to see all the usual suspects up in the top 5, top 10. John will not be happy with that qualifying position. But yeah.
BMW not as strong here as it was at Imola.
No, not nearly. I mean, there's a couple like Jacoman and Lamb can extract some pace out of it, but I think Jacoman was the only BMW to manage a 53. It's just a little bit off. It's not. The frustrating thing is it feels fantastic. It's just not fast, so it's a bit frustrating. But oh well, we move on.
Can't have them all. Speaking of can't have them all, Shady Samuel starting from the pit, so that might have been his car that disappeared off the grid.
Yeah, still going to pits there as well. Is that Samuel, number 5?
Yes.
So yeah, Honda is very strong here, Porsche is strong here, and the Lambos are very strong. So I think Luchuti will be looking at giving Irfan a run here in this race. And Samwise will be looking at moving forward as well. The Audi is pretty good around here. So yeah, this should be a good race. Couple of people out of position.
Glad John Smith did something beautiful. Not going to mention his team name. You can all speculate and chat what you want. G'day, Diabolls. Speaking of liveries that are disgusting. Oh no, actually yours got a pass. Yours had a bit of a theme. Scrap that between yourself and Beanditch during that race. I don't know where to put my eyes, but good battling. Well, that's deep. They should be well and truly starting to settle down. Double file for these next couple of corners.
Very premature on the double file there.
I think there's tablets for that, but is there? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. This is always a problem when somebody disconnects because it messes up the whole space of the grid. So, more unfortunate for the person who disconnects, obviously, but it does mess a little bit with the starting procedure.
I've turned my mic down a smidge and Diabol's asthma's being a fun thing tonight, so didn't want to listen to me wheezing. But I'll turn it up just for you, champ. Irfan can probably push up a smidge in here. I can see this becoming an issue. Don't worry about that missing spot. Just push up. Take the position. Own it. As I think this is going to be a bit of a mess. That's not good. Good luck, stewards. All right, here we go. Race 1. Split red. We've got green lights. Everyone's got down to turn 1. This can always be hit and miss. They're going to go 3 wide. Why not start the night off 3 wide, down to turn 1. Nurburgring. No, he's backed out, Raleigh. Thank you. Let someone behind do the mess. 4 wides. We wait with bated breath for yellow flags. So far, so good. Not an easy
yellows.
section.
No, especially going side by side on cold tyres as well.
Yeah, but you're a little bit blindsided by your mirrors. There's a couple of nasty apexes, but they've done very well.
Oh.
Jacob kicks over there. Bad exit there by Samwise. I think it's Samwise.
Yep, looks like him.
It's a very orange Lamborghini. It's Robert Fluke, a Cattle Dog Motorsport. See Shady Samuel, number 5, in the background. He's going to be praying for a safety car.
Still no yellow flags, which is a good sign so far. Oh, as I say
Hey, thank you for coming, JP. Oh, that was the yellow flag.
good save, great save by Jacob there. Wow. Oh, okay. That was an interesting connection, Nation.
He's gone from potential P1. Where is he now? 7th. Oh, here we go. That's one technique to get out of the city. He's gone. He's on holidays.
Houston, we have a problem.
And
Oh, no, he's back.
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no,
sorry, it's
that's-
a different one.
it's a different one.
Jesus. Twilight Zone entry there, okay.
Yeah. So he's doing the Nordschleife, his old mate. So, that's even worse than starting from the pits, getting disconnected.
I think Giacomo's biggest weakness is his internet connection. He's very fast when he's on track, but his internet does let him down every now and then.
If his racing career doesn't work out, he could become an intercontinental ballistic missile. He was out of there. Well, that's a dive. Samwise Holmes, he's sick, but he doesn't care. He'll send it.
Very well to put it up there.
He's gonna. Oh, he wanted a return serve there, did David? That's the.
Oh, Jacob, oh no! Jacob just carried too much speed through there and Barker gets looped. So that's gonna be a slap on the wrist for Jacob, I reckon.
I reckon so. If you're wearing one of those liveries tonight, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, not a great start for the Giacomo and Sim coaching team today, unfortunately.
No. And both of the things that happened was out of their control. But that's racing.
Giacomo is car 213, is he not? I think that's him back in the pits there. So
That's correct.
Not ideal.
So he's going to have to focus on qualifying 2, try and get himself starting 13th position. You just never know. We saw Mr. Reynolds finish P2 from 12th in race 2. It's a great little job there. Just trying to work out any big movers at the moment. The Lamborghini seems to be a bit stronger here based on some of the results that I've seen.
Yeah, it's very strong around here. It really is. It was very good in the endurance, and in the fast guys are performing very well in it, so that's a good car. I'm quite not surprised, but impressed that Rolla is sticking so well with Burrs, because Burrs in that Honda is just an absolute weapon around here. But Rolla is not letting him get away too much. Carl Johnson a little bit deep there. Luckily avoids everyone. Damien, number 5, did not start. He disconnected or went back to, or maybe didn't click drive or something, because he started from the pit lane. And 130, I didn't actually see what happened to him.
130, I think, was Barker.
Oh, okay, yeah, he got turned around by Weatherburn in turn 4. So just carried a little bit less speed than the car behind, and the McLaren carries so much mid-corner speed, so he just a little boop on the snoot, and around he went. So
It's going to make qualifying 2 very interesting. We're going to quite a lot of pacey drivers in that. We're out of position, which we know always makes race 2 start very interesting. Jake Chad saying he did his best job to stay out of the way of you tonight. JP?
well, I mean, then he avoided an accident based on how I was driving. So well done. No, I mean, yeah, that was. I saw him on track, but at that stage my car was rather second-hand. Millington, he's running out of position as well. He's usually a little bit further up the field.
Yeah, he's in the Lamborghini. One tyre trouble been very good this round so far. So maybe just hasn't quite got the practice in this week.
Well, that's a bit of a and pulls it up. Very well done. It's going to compromise his exit, which will allow Mr. Jamie Convoy to go for a potential move. He shows on the outside.
Well, I like
Convoy.
that JC. He's got the Dare milk livery. Massive triple espresso fan is this man. No one's perfect.
The triple espresso. Milk does not belong in coffee.
Yes, it does. Cream doesn't belong in coffee. Sorry, Americans.
Half and half. Whatever half and half is, I'm still not sure. Just always see it in movies.
Yeah, they love their percolated coffee. Why is that? If you're in a Yanks watching, I have to talk to Garrity and Co. Also, I have
What,
noticed.
half and half?
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure, sorry. What did you notice?
The classes. They're working tonight. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, that's good. Unfortunately, now we see how fast some of the... I mean, I'm assuming Vintner is
Yeah.
waiting on an assignment.
Oh, yeah, he's coming up for the rookies.
Chad, what is wrong with coffee? No, well, better question. What is wrong with you if you don't like coffee?
What do you drink? What do you drink, Chad? Tell us.
I don't trust people who don't drink coffee. It's weird.
They're not trying hard enough.
I guess he doesn't have kids, or he's always allergic to coffee. Because once you have a kid, coffee is it becomes life.
I have no kids, JP, but I love coffee.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
hospitality and
okay.
you only survive off that. Or shots. We won't talk about tea. It's nearly the same thing. It has caffeine in it. Chai latte. Sorry. Are you from Melbourne?
Oh, that's a BMW.
Hey, that's JC, I believe.
He did give himself 7 laps. This is lap 5, I think. So, let's call him Mystic Mac for his predictions.
So he doesn't pay to drink milk.
Like beer either. I mean, beer is fair enough. That's quiet taste, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not a beer fan. Why would you drink beer when all those spirits are available? So many to choose from. G'day, Mr. Bab. Michael Babb. That overtake around the outside made me a little firm. That was amazing. Whoa, jeez. That looked very weird with the suspension there.
It was quite funny in the Kovacs chat with Bab saying, it's impossible to overtake here, and then he overtakes somebody around the outside, and it's like, okay. Oh, that's what wide by is there. Okay, it's going to look for a good run out of here. No, that's very close to a loop. Love a Milo. As long as it's made with milk. Those weird people that make it with water need some psychological... Oh, that's a bit of a sin into the chicane. That's never going to work.
And that's what happens.
Guess that raise the price.
Yeah, it's going to be 50-50 there. Love that, eh? Yes. I used to drink Milo, and then I discovered iced coffee. No, sorry. Then I discovered chocolate Nesquik. Then I discovered Farmers Union.
What about a good old malt Horlicks?
What's that?
You don't know what Horlicks is?
No.
Ah, okay, it's like a malt. It's like a Milo, but it's like malt beverage,
Yep.
and it's white, like a creamy kind of thing. It is so good. You can drink it hot, or you make a milkshake with it, which is amazing.
What's it called?
Horlicks, Horlicks.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
Just on a different note.
Ovaltinis. I'm not sure if anyone's heard
Yeah.
of Ovaltine.
Ovaltine is quite big in Thailand, actually. It's quite popular here. I was just about to point this out. This is the very close battle up front here. This is quite surprising. Fastest lap is a 55. Oh, the track is quite fast. It's still fast, so it's actually a very good lap time.
So it must have rained between qualifying and this session, based on what the server thinks. Why couldn't it be now?
So currently, Thistlewaite is sitting in provisional pole for race number 2. Yeah, Horlicks is great to drink before you go to sleep as well. He's
start
making,
from Cameron.
yeah, making a good return to racing or to Sprint Series.
So Fowler's got a 10. So we can rule him out of the top 12 for the reverse. Which puts Harrod on P1. He's got a couple of cars behind him. Still 17 minutes to go. Anything could happen. Let's go with Kefford. He seems to be pretty close. That's close. That's very close. Have a kiss there.
But it's ahead at least, so I'm sure Priyanata will look at returning serve.
Charles Clark's just come bringing out the big gun, saying bourbon. I wouldn't drink it when I first get up.
I'm hoping that's not what Diabol's' Nana used to eat out of the can, because having some fresh bourbon in the morning, fresh out of the can, would be a good start to the day.
That's just hairs out. When you nan, oh, that's close. That's very close.
Oh, touch. Get it. Very well done.
Save. I didn't used to mind Jack Daniels. I blame some of my local patrons at the pub I worked at who showed me it once. Interesting taste, but I don't mind the odd Jacks.
It's not bad. Jack and Coke goes okay.
Canadian Club and Dry. Maker's Mark.
Although rum man myself.
The rum. Where's the rum gone?
Exactly. But why the rum?
Shout out Johnny Depp.
It's a bit much of a curve there. It's going to be interesting. Keeps it pointing the right direction at least.
It's a good save. Get a bit too heavy on the throttle there. You're around.
And those curves are so unpredictable as well, because you hit them one lap and they don't do anything, and then the next lap you're half a pixel over and all of a sudden you're in the air. So it's quite a tricky chicane to get consistently right.
Spliced drum's a good shout. So who's that? It's Brad Cook. He's got a 5-second penalty. Let's really spice up this top 12.
Old-fashioned. Oh, that was close there by Herod. It's going to compromise it into the hairpins. Ventana not quite close enough to do anything here, unless he decides to absolutely send it, which he does not.
Couple of good shouts there. Raphael. He's 46.
We are halfway through.
Old-fashioned. I mean, if we're talking cocktails, then whiskey sour is pretty much the way to
Ooh, you
go.
do like a sour as well. I'm an amaretto sour man. I like it a
At
tiny
night,
sweeter.
when we were planning my wedding, I had to choose 2 cocktails to put on the open bar, and I'd never had a whiskey sour before. And I was like, yeah, we'll put a pina colada and a whiskey sour, and then I had about 11 whiskey sours in a
How
couple of
good are
hours. It's so
Oh,
good.
so nice.
Oh, it's the deep I go is there as well.
11. That's a fair crack.
And the fun part was the wedding started at 7 a.m. So by about 2 p.m. I had 3 glasses of wine and 11 whiskey sours. It was a fun day.
Jeez. Did you make it to the end?
I
would have had to.
No. Still had a dinner party that night. Parker with a good run out of there. Oh, no contact. That's a little bit of low banging. Both pointing in the right direction. That's fair. Touring car style overtake. Looks as though Samuel is going for a move on Rochford behind there as well.
Lots of penalties.
Oh, Gowers with a little bit of a send. Well pulled up onto the apex. Samuel is interested as well, but looks as though Barker will get the best of this.
Oh, I must have been close into the back of Gowers. Shady Samuel started from pits, 24th. It's a
Big
fair
recovery
effort.
so far. Gorilla with a Bundy Black. I've never tried one deep lap, but normal Vandenberg is a very nice run, so I can assume that that'd be even better.
Does anyone drink and drive when they're sim racing?
Pete Chalmers.
Loves it.
Yeah, he is. He's a run man as well. But oh no, Shady,
Oh,
Shady, my boy, that was.
okay. Shady's gone through the car after hitting it. It's a bold strategy and it has paid off. The gals will not be happy.
No, and I think we will be seeing another little red square. Are they in fashion tonight? Because that is a lot of penalties that's gone out so far.
We're a bit short-staffed tonight because a lot of people are unwell. They are typing flat out. G. Coleman's obviously still in the pits. Got disconnected on lap 1. Whoa.
Oh, Sam White's on call. Oh, well done by both of them to avoid contact there. That was very close. They were all over each other last week as well at Imola, so, and then unfortunately ended in tragedy. So I think they want to
That's true.
round number 2. I think if you want to, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I said if you want to drink and drive, then something like Wreckfest is the go. Like not something we actually need to focus, but get a group of guys together, a couple of beers and a bit of Wreckfest. That'll be a fun night.
Someone said you spill it. Key to that attack is go and purchase yourself a sim racing cup holder.
Or a sippy cup.
Or a sippy cup. Or one of those headgear things.
Yeah. It's the joys of having a kid. You just make a rum and coke in their sippy cup and you don't spill anything.
Just do what their fun drivers do.
And just make sure that they don't get a hold of it.
Breakfast, good shower after that session. That's
Every time you get a critical damage or get destroyed, you have to down a shot.
Or if you finish a race without damage, you have to. Everyone else has to down a shot.
Yeah, that'll be a fun drinking game.
A shot of whiskey pre-qualifying and 2 cans of bourbon for the race is the way to go for the F1 series. I just drink. I love iced coffee and I drink a lot of it, but for the races I normally like have something. Where is it? Like a Maximus or a Powerade or something. Sweat a lot racing.
It's all over Hayes here, dodging left and right, but Hayes doesn't seem to be too bothered by that. We used to, in college, we used to use, I don't know if you remember SingStar, the karaoke game on the PlayStation 2.
Yep.
We used that and Need for Speed Underground as racing games. Or as drinking games. So you have a drag race. If you lose the drag race, you have to down a beer.
Yep.
Or sing a song together, and the one with the lowest score has to down a drink. And yeah, you can imagine a karaoke drinking game would result in some hilarity.
That could be why we set future grids. Seems
It's battling from Johnson and Holmes is large, Fluky and Weatherburn to close up.
a lot of little battle packs around the circuit at the moment. There's this one, the one you just mentioned. One behind 72, which is into. But it looks like Burrs has just skipped away a little bit from Raleigh. 2 seconds now.
There was a little while ago, there still is a special event on ACC, which is the Honda NSX around Nurburgring, and Burrs is, I think, number 7 in the world on that, so puts into perspective the type of pace that he's capable of. Oh, that's a bit wide by Fluky there. It's going to give Weatherman a chance into the final corner. Will he send it? No. Fluky defends well. Weatherman will be looking for a good run out of here, but the Lambo does have great traction, so...
Speaking of beverages, I was in hospital, I don't know how many weeks ago it was now, and I normally get my iced coffees put in the fridge, and you have a little name label they've got to put on there to make sure it's your patients. In that fridge, there was a couple of VBs. One of the patients just bringing in his VB beers. I thought that was
Nice.
hilarious.
Hopefully he's not in for any liver issues or something.
Oh, no, I think they prefer if you bring your own, like, the drink that you normally have, because you're better mentally for it as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Unless he's in there for dialysis or something, I don't know, but... come seeing a couple of VBs in the
Sitting on
fridge, maybe.
exactly.
Yeah.
Sitting on dialysis as well, sinking a six-pack.
Oh, you see people out
I don't know why it's not
smoking.
working.
Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, exactly.
John has closed right up on... I forgot the name now. McIntosh, that's the name, sorry. Fairly close back up to him now. Lasky is still looking for a way past that fat ass Audi. Nothing going. Barker and Brianata going side by side.
VB will put you in hospital. Well, he's probably living there now. If you can't hear me well, as I've turned my mic down a smidgen tonight, I've got a bit of asthma. Didn't want to annoy you guys with my wheezing.
Bit wide by Vintner there.
Where was John? There he is. He's pushed up.
Him and McIntosh are they're like conjoined twins. They always find each other on track and have some pretty good ding-dong battles.
Like Johnson versus Holmes.
Exactly, yeah, same kind of thing. I guess it's when you find people who are similar pace to you, you just generally run together on track.
Yeah.
So with all these penalties, it's looking at
Really opened up.
yeah, who is getting the reverse grip pole? It looks like it might be around maybe Herod, somewhere around there. Herod or Nguyen. That's the name that
It's really hard to tell because that gap between Cook and Nguyen is 7.2. So if that closes up, oh, those guys are not 10th and 11th at the moment. Will drop a shitload. I'm going to guess and say Nguyen. No. Yeah, I'm going to say Nguyen's going to finish 12th.
I'm going to say Bartlett, just so that we have two predictions. I don't know. If anybody in chat is very good at math and predictions, can you tell us who is going to get reverse grip pole?
Have a jab at it. YouTube. Got 5 minutes left. What if we're going to see
Fairly wetness? I don't think so. It looks like it's cleared up fairly well, but it would be nice.
just a sprinkle? Just a sprinkling.
It was quite fun doing the rookie practice races in the wet. That was interesting experience. Bit of 40 people on Sunday. Oh, that's a bit slow for there. That's gonna give Cook a chance, but Fowler very late on the brakes there.
He's done well. Yeah, you can imagine 40 around this track in the wet. A lot of those who are very new to wet racing.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them who've done maybe 10 or 15 laps in the wet do a race or do a race. Vintner, I don't think Vintner will because he has the penalty, so he's going to drop back a position. But it's a good job. Samwise Holmes getting a bit of his own medicine here, just looking at the back of a car for a whole race.
Yeah, remind me of Imola. It was, which way around was it? Was it Carl?
Oh, was behind, yeah.
Samwise just going to wait for the last lap. Quite a little kiss.
Well, if you consider what Cole did a little kiss, then it's an interesting viewpoint.
That's not where you parked your bicycle, Mitchell.
Assuming he did not do that on his own, that is Velasquez. Probably just a little bit impatient. He's been stuck behind him for a while. side by side again. Bowker keeps it on track. Now Samuel will join this battle. Sorry, it was Gifford who put Hayes off there, not Velasquez.
Nearly half the grid has a penalty.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a sin.
Oh, there is another one.
Here we go, Samuel. Oh, he already has one, so...
You can have a pen.
Ouch.
You can have another pen. Oh, this
was
race 2
never
is
gonna
going to
end
be...
well.
Look away, I reckon. Back to rookies. Shady's actually quite good. Just not a good place to have your car parked up on the apex. Changes your brake distance and...
Oh, no!
Not
Someone's
it.
up there.
Oh!
Oh, what
shit.
about it? Chaos. So Fluky will get a penalty as well.
Oh no. So this time it wasn't Johnson that got into the back of Holmes. It was Fluke.
Oh, Fluke just carried so much speed out of there. Oh, Samwise quite hold the brakes there, but luckily nothing too bad happened. So how far did that drop Fluky down? He's out of it. So predictions for P12 has now completely changed again.
Yeah, I'm gonna still stick with Ewan because why not? Because it'd be cheating of me to change.
So good enough
What
reason.
did you say?
Bartlett.
Oh, you might be on here. Just gonna see where Weatherburns drop.
So now it's only 2 people ahead that's going to be dropping, but that gap is maybe a little bit too big. So I think you might...
Leaders on final.
No, well, Nguyen is P12 now, so he's definitely not getting it, I don't think, with the penalties coming in.
Still got 59 seconds. JP, anything could happen.
That is true, yeah.
Sinakis might end up 12th.
If that actually happens, I think you should expect a strongly worded letter for that curse.
Yeah, that's very valid. Please be good, John. Please be good to everyone. To John. That's
I think he's worse than the rookies. I mean, it's a lot more competitive, I think. So it's a lot of rookies is there's no points on offer, so people generally take a bit more care as well.
Yeah, and you've got a few more... You can have a lot of closer battles based on pace. Everyone wants the same bit of track. People not wanting to relent at times. A bit more competitive, as you were saying, with points. I don't know, am I waiting for a curse here? I shouldn't be watching John, should I?
Yeah, I mean, watch somebody else.
Why
We can
not?
just see the yellow flag.
Let's get right on board with John and really look at him.
It's the concentration in the eyes.
No, I can't do it. I'm going off him. Lucas Burrs, though, in his Honda, just sliding through the last chicane. Why not? Really got that Honda on a bow. Just got out to 3.8 seconds away from Raleigh. So he'll be one to watch to cut through the field in race 2.
Let's finish the race.
Raleigh P2. And Rashudi P3.
Rashudi
Raleigh was on last week that had the jump start. Was Burrs one of them as well?
No, Burst was not one of them. It was Raleigh, Samuel, Nabil, and Jacoban, I think.
Do they swear at each other? Well, if they do, they're in trouble. Tack. Stuff will always happen in races. Samwise. Oh, with a 10 and damage, he's going to have to qualify in qualifying too.
Yep.
What a thing.
Oh, so many penalties. I haven't seen that many penalties in a fair while.
Look at the timetable in a sec. It really bodes well for race 2, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, especially when you consider that people will be out of position again and all those kind of things, then it can definitely only end well.
Yeah, don't tune out of this race. Race 2 is going to be safety car fest.
I do like Jason Gowers' teammate, serial killer.
There we go.
So who is on P12? Is that with the penalty? Or is there a pit window again?
No, not this one. Weatherburn. Jacob Weatherburn. Min was P10.
Nice Bartlett P11. So we're not too far off at least. Only a second.
Yeah, we've done well. Holmes drops to 14th. There's a lot of pacey drivers in that bottom 13 plus.
It's going to be a fairly competitive quali too.
We'll just wait for the game to do its thing.
Yeah, look, it's great fun for us to watch. It's just a problem for the alcohol budget for the stewards just keeps going up, which is a bit of a problem.
I think anyone that got a penalty should go on this roller coaster.
Not even a packed crowd.
Because it will be the last time they get a penalty.
It goes into the ground, doesn't it?
Bang.
Oh.
There we go. I think it's the same this end as well. I think it used to be the fastest roller coaster in the world or something like that.
Those cans look like Campbell's soup cans, whatever they are, water tanks or whatever.
Those, and they do.
Yeah.
They do indeed. So anytime game when you want to kick over, I think I know what's wrong.
Do those people at least have an escape from there? Because there's quite a few balconies in this game where people just live forever.
Well, they do.
And they go all the way out. Yeah,
Yeah, there
okay,
we go.
good, fantastic. I wonder if neighborhoods all over the place hear random swearing coming from houses. Well, yes, that's I have made my son cry more than once, unfortunately. A loud noise coming from the gaming room.
Looks like these guys are locked in.
But there might be an elevator in those little boxes there, I guess.
There we go.
Green light, green light.
Force feedback reinvented.
Right, we'll just confirm. Yep, so Jacob Weatherburn was 12th, so the 12th and up will sit out. Qualifying 2, they will be reversed for race 2. Everyone else will have to do qualifying again to move themselves up.
Mr. Ferox or Cameron Fizzlewaite in chat, a bit sweaty after that one. Well, did well. Can't complain about that.
I reckon well, I'm lucky I got really old neighbours, so I don't reckon they hear me.
I don't care so much about the neighbors. It's mostly my wife who complains, but you know, it's pretty much what they do. So this is going to be interesting. As we said, there's a couple of sort of fast names in here.
Right, let's predict pole.
Giacomo. That's. I think we need to predict P2.
Okay, P2 will be
Samuel. Okay, so maybe P3 is what we need to predict.
there's a lot of people still on the pits, including Sam Weiss.
Why is Shady Samuel still in pits? Why is he not trying to qualify?
I'm going to say Shady Samuel P3.
I think Samuel P2 and then Samwise maybe P3.
Okay. Oh no, I'm going to go Sam Weiss P2.
Okay, that's a
If he actually goes out.
bold call.
Yeah, bold indeed.
He's still a fluky up there. I mean, they did win an endurance race here in the Lambo, so he does have some good pace here.
True.
Do you have a dad wheel? I'm assuming you mean DD wheel. In which case, no. I'm G29 game.
Do you have a dad wheel? What is a dad wheel?
I have a dad. Does that count? I don't know.
A barricade around it from the kids.
And I'm a G29 game.
Neighbours, he's measuring his house again. Why is every room 12 metres? I wish it was 12 metres.
Do you have a car park? Or?
Yeah. It'd be a big office, 12 by 12. I have a direct drive, yes. Do you, JP?
No, I'm on a G29.
Nice.
All 2 Newton meters of torque. Wow, so ripped. So Shady Samuel finally left the pits. Samwise, is he out on track?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Difficult track to find a bit of open air, so not a bad call sitting in the pits for a little while, getting people to get out of the way. But the problem is it's only 8 minutes, so you basically only have like 2 proper flying laps, maybe 3 if you're lucky. I'm still on the stock Logitech G29. It's a basic same set, same pedals.
Did you do a spring upgrade?
Nope.
Oh,
There's
mate.
stock.
When I had my G920, there's a little spring upgrade you can do. You make the springs a little bit harder and they just feel so much better. And I'll say this, they're better than the T3PA Thrust Master pedals, which are like $200, $300. I enjoy the Logi pedals better.
Okay. I mean, to be honest, based just on stock feeling, the G29 and the whole set is a bloody good set for
it is.
what it costs.
Yep.
The force feedback obviously leaves a bit to be desired, but it's good enough, it's accurate enough, the pedals are decent, apart from the issues with the potentiometers that you just clean out every now and then, but no, it's a solid starter wheel.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's hard to say. We're very close. I'd say in overall pace, John is probably better. I'm just better at putting a lap together quicker. But in terms of consistency and overall pace, I'd say John is faster. Yeah, the rubber eraser is also an option that you can do, I guess. I don't know, I just don't like faffing around with stuff. I had to clean the pedals once or a couple of times, and that's already too much effort, so I don't want to take them apart again unless I have to.
Yeah, you don't want to pull something apart and have it completely stuffed. There we go.
Coming with a 50-42.
There we go.
Okay.
So Fluke and Hayes, P2, P3. Haven't seen Shady set a time yet, or Samwise.
Both a little bit delayed with their tactics, as we see Samuel come around the last corner here. Puts it into P nothing because he probably invalidated.
Validated.
Definitely me, 100% tack. So it's not even a question. Next question.
Next question, Tack. Samwise, P3 at the moment. God, there's some gaps. Next question.
It's already a very, very fast lap from Giacomo, and that would have been very close to pole. Couple of the Kovacs boys there side by side. Brockford, Chalmers, Leonard Scott. JC qualifying on wets just because you can. Okay, that's a bold strategy.
That's yes.
Who's smarter? Well, just to point out how smart I am, I can say that it's supposed to be who with an apostrophe S. So I'm also more smarmy and smug. No, I don't know. I think John most likely is more intelligent than I am. I'm just much more charming than he is. But enough about us. There's some racing going on, some qualifying at least.
Shady, come on, mate. Absolutely send it. One more roll of the dice after this. Pretty conservative lap. Probably still put it in P2 though.
Yeah, high 54, I'd say. No, low 52.
Yeah, I feel conservative, and I reckon he's going to absolutely send it this lap, but we'll take the pressure off him. Let's try and find someone on a good lap.
Jacobin has improved to a 53.9.
Is that all?
Yeah, I mean, embarrassing, really.
Cloud cover's coming over, so there is a possibility of rain in race 2.
I hope so. This is at 4 p.m., so there's 4 hours between now and the race. So that should add a little bit of spice.
Yeah, so G. Coleman's done for quali. So is Barker, Fowler. They're both finished. Fluky finished. Shady, Vincent, Herod, Holmes. Hey, still in that top 10, still on a flyer.
30.2 psi.
That seems high.
High. That's very, very high. Very, very high.
You want to aim for under 28 whilst on track, which would
Yeah, when they
lower. Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not a teacher. It's not something. We see Herod coming around the last corner here, looking to improve. Currently P8, and he stays in P8. Samuel is not. Oh, he's still on that.
Shady's up 3/10. He's a chance here for P2. Samwise is up 4/10. He's no chance for P2. Oh, Shady may have P2. It's going to be close. Oh, he does.
Just.
And Samwise invalidates and going to start middle of nowhere.
This is going to be fun to watch. I mean, Split Red is not known for chaos at the start, fortunately. So
Very lucky.
I'm sure this will be.
Very lucky this split.
Divals, that doesn't sound right. Even at 16, you'll be at like 26.4, somewhere around there. Or, yeah, that sounds wrong.
No, they wouldn't have dropped. They always go up. If you're on dry tyres, your starting pressures will go up no matter what the temp is. It's just how much it'll go up based on track temp. So we will up there.
Sorry, go ahead.
Could even be 27 on the rights, maybe. I'm not quite sure with this circuit, but 30.2, your tyres would be cooking.
Yeah, that would not work. I mean, in the wet conditions, you're aiming for 30 to 30.5 when they're hot. So generally, you'll be setting them at like high 27s, low 28s, depending on the temps. But yeah, your start pressure will generally, depending on the temps, if it's 16 like this, you're aiming for between 27.5 and 27.8.
Yep.
And a good rule of thumb is use ambient temp, not track temp, to base your tire pressures on. And for every 10 degrees that the track or the ambient temp goes up or down, you use 0.8 clicks or psi. adjustment. So it's a general rule of thumb in terms of how you adjust.
We'll get you sort of diaboles. You'll notice a big difference if you can get those right. You would
Yeah,
have been a very
absolutely.
slidey boy.
If you, I remember going behind you through the S's and you had to brake. If you have proper tire pressures, you would just have a tiny little lift in the BMW through there. So you'll notice a massive difference in terms of the amount of grip.
Yep. Would have been god tier like driving diaboles to keep it on the road.
It's like a Formula Drift setup, pretty much.
Basically. I don't understand F1 type pressure diaboles. It has no, I don't know, consistency. Do you want high temps? Do you want low temps? Don't get
One
it.
tips. Tech, no, drivers aren't allowed to participate in both. Oh, it's a nice laying down some 11s. But yeah, to answer that question, you have to race in either sprints or rookies. But you can compete in rookies or sprints and the endurance series, so there is that. Which is a good time to shout out next week, final round of the endurance series at Bathurst. After which there'll be a break for sprint series, and then it's the new endurance series, which is starting when, Mark?
2nd of July is race 1. Qualifying opens on the 13th of June. Track voting starts on the 30th of this month. So
if everybody can vote for Fulton Park and Snetterton, that would be fantastic. Thanks.
Yeah, just out of those two. Snetterton. The scenes. Oh, I might change that actually.
Like magic.
Will we see safety car lap 1, chat? I think we can safely say yes.
I'm going to say no.
No.
Nah.
Wow. You're brave.
Or stupid, I guess. Yes, that's always an option.
Why not both?
Exactly.
Was John in 24th?
I think that's just a thing that is not up to date yet.
Yep.
Just kudos
Kudos
things.
things. Yep. It will update. So, Weatherburn
Why?
and Bartlett in the front row.
I reckon you could see when, because the Lambo launches very well, the McLaren and the Lexus not quite as well. So if he times his start correctly, he could have a good shot at the lead here from the start. And I mean, the Aston will still be spooling its turbos by turn 3, so that's not a worry for him.
Bloody Aston.
I think if you listen very carefully, you can still hear Gorilla's turbo spooling from Monza a couple of months ago. Yeah, race 2 is always a bit of a challenge getting the tires up to temp, especially if it's this cool as well. So yeah, always fun dealing with the graining.
There goes our safety car.
Burn it, burn it. Boo.
Oh, we'd like to keep the safety car driver anonymous, just because.
Is it
In case something
anonymous if
happens.
you said his name in the beginning?
Did I say the name in the beginning?
Yes.
Who? I don't
Well, I
know.
thought we were trying to keep it anonymous.
I don't know who's in the car.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough then.
Actually,
I can't
I
recall
actually
that.
don't know who's in it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's an idea, Damien. Anyway, we're about to ready start here. Race 2, split red, the final race of the night.
Green light, green
And
light.
we've got
Where do they
greens,
start?
and no one has jump started this round. Oh my goodness, we've done it. But We wait with bated breath. The Mercedes is at Thistlethwaite.
That's
That's
Burrs,
wide.
yeah.
That's Burrs. 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
Oh, there's an
No,
absolute
contact
car
there,
park.
Alexis.
Oh, not that car again. Oh, no, he's...
oh no!
Giacomin can't buy a trick at the moment. Are we getting a safety car?
Safety car. It looks like safety car, the way they're going.
They're 3 wide off track here. Oh, they don't know who to give the position to. It's tough to actually.
Yeah. No, you go. No, I insist. You.
I don't know where I was. No, you go. No, I go. Bang, crash, another safety car. No, it's a good result in the end. There's not too much dramas. We're going to go single file for the start. There's a black and orange flag being shown. Is that for lights, perhaps?
That will be for lights, most likely. I don't think any of those impacts were big enough to justify a meatball flag.
Oh, just let me down, mate. I was looking for the flag. There we go. Meatball flag. What does that mean in
There you
chat?
go. Someone's got a hamburger, yeah. John had a great start. He's up to P3. So he will be looking to move forward here. Dak, no, there's no real chat. There will be a call from the race director saying safety car's been called, telling the leaders what time or what speed to do until they're caught up with the safety car, informing them where the safety car will be, and then also when the safety car will be coming in. So yeah, there might be some reviews, as in asking where should I be in terms of position, but in general they try and limit chat during the racing procedures. So Burrs lost out quite a bit at the start there. He's dropped down to P19, Giacomin and P18.
There's a couple of 4 wides at the start, which have never ended well in any racing ever. Could have been a lot worse these first few corners. But there's enough going on to warrant a safety car. This is where you put the Porsche
In the drink.
in the drink. Sean will be upset with me saying that, but Gowers, no lights.
This is why you turn auto lights on.
Yep, they'll learn the hard way if they get DQ'd. You've got 3 laps to go in to do it. I think it's the same as serving a drive-through.
I mean, Chad makes an excellent point in chat, saying that everyone should most definitely like and subscribe. Otherwise, Max does not get any food.
He's starving at the moment. He's a good boy.
Bestest boy, I suppose. I mean, this game does look fantastic at night. You just can't get past it.
Really thought about the lighting very well. Could use the track lights. Shading. We'll go over here.
See Mr. Anonymous in the safety car. Oop, no cloud pop in there. So nobody seems to have lost out too badly. I think it was Giacomin who was involved in the contact, as you said.
Yeah, got spun, spun back around. Straight.
Burrs was fairly wide into turn 1, but I don't think I think he just got caught up behind some slow cars though. Yeah, the eyeballs. I mean, auto lights, auto wipers and those kind of stuff, just it's so easy, and there's very, very few servers where it's not allowed, so it doesn't make sense not to have it on, really.
I don't really see any negative things to have it set to not allowed auto. Like, don't really
Just
see the time
for the immersion.
to the immersion. Didn't even see the point of not having it on auto yourself. If you need it, you need it.
Yeah, and it opens up an additional button on your wheels, so
Yep.
which is always a good thing. So I reckon safety car should come in this lap. The whole pack is caught up. So when they reach the back straight close to the chicane, I think we should see Mr. Anonymous speed off into the pits. Which stage Yoda or Mr. Weatherman will take over control at 80 kilometers an hour, and it's his decision when to go.
Yeah, exactly right, Bab. The manual ignition starter's good to have it on manual because you learn the pits better. As far as lights and your wipers, just set them to auto. There was a couple of glitches with the wipers and auto early in the game, but they're pretty non-existent now.
That manual ignition is also gains you an additional second or two in a pit stop if you use it properly.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that you would like to have. As we see, the safety car has gone away, so Weatherburn can decide when he wants to do this. Whistlewaite will try and keep up and maybe stand a chance into turn one. Weatherburn's still not gone. And there he goes. Whistlewaite reacts very well. Looks as though John got caught. No, he was react fairly well. Guys behind swerving a little bit, trying to get some heat into the tires. It looks like Nguyen and Ralahay going side by side into turn one. Ralahay trying to go around the outside on cold tires. That's very brave. Very close. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but keeps it facing the right direction. Apart from that, it seems fairly clean. Single file starts generally are.
Ooh, Shady.
Big moment for Shady.
Good save.
So I'm not seeing any little yellow flags pop ups. Clean so far. Ooh, a little bit of side sprite. Is looking to move forward against Richuti. Richuti is not an easy man to overtake, so he's going to have his work cut out for him. No, is that Richuti?
Yep. Look at
It
his
is,
money's
yeah.
worth here. So Burrs has got Giacomin and Rashuti ahead of him, and is currently sitting 18th. So
Jack Bowman with a big send on Fowler there.
and Fowler's
and
been
a little bit of
double
contact.
banged. He's going to lose 3 spots in a corner nearly. He's under pressure. He's got some very pacey drivers around him, Fowler.
This is a very patient driver. You won't be doing any silly moves. You'll set it up nicely. Yeah, Divals, Weatherburn was on reverse grid pole and benefited from there. As we see a yellow flag in the background there, it looks like car 167, I think, or 117. Is that convoy again? Please say no.
I'm having a look.
It is
It
convoy.
is.
He's falling back down again. Oh my god. His luck this season has just been non-existent.
Okay.
Absolutely non-existent. Ooh. Moved for the lead by Whistlewaite around the outside. That is very well done. He'll have the inside for turn 2. That's
Nice.
a great move by Whistlewaite there. John will be looking to do the same thing and get past Yoda as quickly as possible before Cook places too much pressure on him.
Hello, Killer Phoenix. There's a few incidents that last lap. I think 27, which was Kepford, and 41, which was Leonard Scott. They were involved in an incident at the hairpin. And we also saw, Convoy drop back a few positions. But listen to this for a row of cars. Irfan, Holmes, Giacomin, Rashuti, Fowler, Burrs. That's 13th down.
Lovely. And Fluky, Barker, Samuel just ahead of them as well.
Yep.
So all of them are very, very fast drivers.
And you can just see the gap forming a couple of groups here. 52 is Johnson. He's just falling off the back of Raleigh. So Raleigh can really make use of this break away a bit from the man Burrs.
John with a bit of a pull around onto the back straight. They probably will go defensive for the chicane.
Hayes is around.
Getting on the rejoin.
Oh,
Oh,
did clip the
that
fence.
was less ideal. Great patience on the rejoin.
Yep. So where the burn is in the
Where is
lead.
Whistleworth? Where's Cameron? Where is Ferox? Where is Ferox? Did he have a moment in the chicane, most likely?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Interesting line there, Cameron.
I think it's referred to as the esports line.
Of course, when we're replaying, there's always going to be something else happening. This is the F1 stream, Sky Sports.
They're still side by side all the way through Sector 1. That's going to give Bartlett some something to look forward to. Still side by side. This is
Wow.
fantastic racing all around.
Still side by side. Go.
Jeez.
Full lap. Earn $100. Speaking of... Oh, get off. Nah,
That's what they're trying to do.
touche.
Eventually it runs a little. Had to get out of it there, especially when cut off the corner there. That's going to give Raleigh a run at Bartlett. I don't think he'll have the legs. Johnson looking very interested in Raleigh. All this battling has allowed them to catch back up.
That's very true.
Let's see, there is Samuel behind Nguyen as well, trying around the outside. That's not the place you go around the outside. So this is just spiced up completely. This is allowing Sonicus and Weatherburn to just sprint off into the distance up the front.
Yep, they've gapped Thistleweight, who had an off last lap. See where he goes through here this time. Very cautiously.
It's so frustrating when you make that mistake early in the race, and then for the rest of the race,
Yeah.
that corner just lives in your head.
Yep.
You see Gowers has gone around there as well, onto the back straight. Not sure if he was on his own. Ooh, that's a good run by Giacomin on the back of Samuel. Samuel is not an easy man to overtake, especially around the outside, so... Oh, Samuel with the same, that's contact on Nguyen. Killer Phoenix endurance season is at Bathurst next week, as well as the rookies. Side by side with Giacomo, that little door banging as his teammate shows up to help him from being bullied. Ooh, side by side up ahead as well. That looks like Bartlett and Raleigh. Raleigh around the outside. He will have the inside for the next corner. Lexus doesn't get the best exit. Raleigh gets ahead of him. That is not good news for Cook and Thistleworth up ahead, because Raleigh will try to close that gap very quickly. And next week, Chad, Killer Phoenix, that will be next week.
Yep, it's a Saturday week.
So no sprint racing next week. There will be rookies on Tuesday, and then the endurance race on Saturday, a 3-hour endurance race around Mount Panorama.
So race 1, race winner, 50 minutes to go in race 2, sitting in 15th. Just so much pace in this split, and fighting through traffic is just so much easier than clean air. Not an easy track to overtake on as well.
Whoa, what happened there to Richie? That's a mechanical issue? Is that a thing?
Oh no, oh no. Oh no,
That's
he's
not
turned his
disconnect,
car
is it?
off. I think he's turned his car off.
You should have been able to restart it by now. What has happened there?
Well, that's Rashudi's race
He's
done.
gone. That's unfortunate.
That's a great avoidance move there by Burrs. A horrible spot to park the car, but no one's expecting the car to be that slow. And then stationary.
Very much less than ideal for Richuti there. It's very unfortunate. But I'm sure Burrs won't be complaining as we see Samuel try and get on the inside of Johnson there. So Giacomin has gotten ahead of him already. Samuel trying to follow through. Having done many practice races with Johnson. Oh, there's contact there between Barker and who is that, Nguyen, and many other people. McIntosh gets involved as well as Fink. Oh, so just a little bit late on the brakes. Tiny little boop. And then McIntosh just gets stabbed on the tail. Unfortunately, he did nothing wrong. But Burrs benefits from that, moves up from P14 to P11 in one corner.
Well, it doesn't take much to kick off a big chain of events here.
No, definitely not. So 2 teammates here battling it out for the lead. So this will be an interesting battle. See, Cook is right on the tail of Thistlewaite again. Ralahay hasn't closed that gap just quite yet. Not sure how good the Aston is around here. It was fairly strong during the Enduros, so I'm assuming it's decent. As he is very light on the brakes, great avoidance there by Ferox.
Oh, that was very good heads-up driving there. Saved himself being binned and saved his position.
So the problem with that is they both lost a second to Ralahay there, and all of a sudden that gap is now much smaller. Certainly some movers and shakers in this race. I mean, Burrs has moved up from P19, Giacomin was P18, he's up to P7 and as fastest lap at the moment. If you recall last week he started from the back as well after a qualification ban and he still finished P3, so
That's true.
recovery drives are not something that he is unfamiliar with.
So many good battles at the moment.
The Honda.
That's this Honda there. The Honda. Keep an eye on that. Those two are going to be like that for quite some time, I reckon.
Ralahay has joined the fight. I think he'll be trying to find a way past Cook and Thistlewaite. He still has maybe enough time to catch the leaders if he can clear these two guys quickly. But as we've seen so far, none of these guys are easy to overtake. Giacomin gonna try for a good run out of the final corner here. Lexus doesn't have the legs on the beamer, so he's gonna try and send it up the inside. Bartlett goes defensive already. Giacomin goes even closer to the inside. Oh, very late on the brakes, but the beamer is incredibly good on the brakes. Great move by Giacomin there.
Gets it done. Oh, it's not hard to follow per se, Tack. The dirty air's pretty irrelevant in these cars.
Yeah, there's a couple of spots like the SS. It's a little bit of an effect, but apart from that, it's not too bad.
Nothing like the F1s.
So Lamborghini very close to the back of that Audi. It's good to see there's a lot less red squares this race so far. So that is, oh, Herod very close into the braking there.
That was nearly a curse and a half. Semo's having a great race here tonight. I reckon he'll get hit ever again. Whack.
That hairpin is such a interesting corner. There's a couple of different lines you can take through it, and a lot of people V it out, so you're very slow on the.
Oh,
whoa, that was a bit of a twitch. Avoid the wall. Well done. Yeah, that's a very, very easy place for the car to just snap and go wide. John here still biding his time, closes up, but Yoda gets a great exit. And that is not how you spell game. Raleigh and Cook running very close to each other. Giacomin has gotten past Bartlett with that move into turn 1, so he'll be looking to close the gap. He is still very much on for a podium here. Definitely slicing through the field a bit more efficiently than some of the others. Raleigh is past Cook, so he has one more to clear before he can chase down the leaders. What I can tell, the Porsche is very strong here, especially through this middle sector, through the S's and the 2 corners after that.
He loves this part of the track. Deep there.
That's
For
deep.
Cameron. Just nowhere to send it there for Raleigh.
It's always so tricky when somebody goes wide there, because you can square it off and get a good exit, but if somebody pokes a nose in there,
Both it out. Good gap now from the leaders. 2.9 up the road. Got a couple of little battle packs, and there's a huge gap down to Sam Weiss. 5.4 seconds.
Tap, you can block them and report them, but yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
so that's a new account every time you see it. There's about nearly 100 of them were blocked. They just create another account and pop up. Oh, that was close.
Ferox nearly loses it. Look at the place difference in terms of straight line speed there. Raleigh in the slipstream and he's still losing out. But the Porsche is very, very good on the brakes, although the Beamer behind seems to be interested.
Very interesting.
Has
we have
OOR
checked
ever done a 12-hour? No.
with
correct?
2 times, yes we have.
Oh, have you? Oh, cool.
Yep.
At which track? Oh, this is very spicy. That's Burrs on the inside of Barker, I think. Yep. Try and get around the outside. He should have a good run into turn, I think it's 5. But Barker gets a great exit. Look at the top speed there. Burrs. This is not an easy corner to go side by side. No contact there, but very close to each other. You have Irfan looking very interested. Oh, Burrs might lose out, yeah.
Here we go. Irfan, look out. Gets the move done.
Great stuff. That's a good example of battling too hard, costing more than it's worth. Oh, as Irfan gets a big moment there, Burst avoids him on the exit and gets the position back. Peter Phoenix tonight is a super sprint race, so we have 2 30-minute races. Oh, Thistlewaite has eliminated himself. Or has Raleigh done it for him? No, he got on the curb. So yeah, Peter Phoenix, Super Sprint, 2 30-minute races with a reverse grid top 12 for the second race and a Super Quali for P13 down. And then normal sprint races. Oh, John is past Weatherman as well. Yeah, normal sprint races are just an 1 hour race with a mandatory pit stop for 2. So that's a good move for John to get past there, as Giacomin is through on Raleigh. He's going to be looking to close that gap. That is Thistlewaite and Johnson battling. Johnson should get this move done here. Whoa, a little bit of door banging there. That's going to cost Ferox another few positions.
It does.
Fallen from P2 to P12 now, P11.
That's unfortunate.
Not been a good 2 laps for him there, unfortunately. That's an interesting question, actually. How many countries? 7.
Go with 7. I would have guessed between 5 to 10. Most splits would have that.
Oh, but wide from Samuel on the exit there. Barker looking very interested into the S's. Will they go side by side? No. Barker is compromised. He goes wide, bursts around the outside. Again, dips a wheel. That's going to compromise his run into the next corner. Barker should maintain position here. Very close racing by those two. Burrs, unfortunately, avoiding the contact and just dipping a wheel.
Irfan is just knowing where to be. He's just waiting. He's not forcing the issue.
Very sneaky.
Very, very sneaky.
You underestimate the sneakiness.
Burst has had such a massive fight just to get back into that top 10.
I think it's part of the problem is he's so patient. He doesn't try and force anything.
Yeah.
We get certain guys who just they go for an overtake regardless. He's one of those guys who tries to just set it up, and it's not ideal when you're fighting back that many positions.
So that's certainly ideal in my eyes. Keep it up,
Chico,
Rosie.
yeah, well, I mean, it's good racecraft, but that's not what you want to see. That is Bartlett, I think, in the Lexus. Yep. Not sure if that was self-inflicted. Well, he's all on his own, so probably is. Oh, that is the slowest spin I've seen in a while. Very nice donut, though.
Very nice donut.
So Giacomin on the back of Yoda. Maybe 2 laps to go.
Can Yoda hang on? Giacomin does have a 10-second penalty. But he's got Raleigh breathing down his neck as well. Come together. Goes up to P9. Shady trying to get past Johnson. Is it Johnson?
Barker with a 10-second penalty there as well. Or 15. Oh, that's a bit wide. Johnson will be breathing a sigh of relief as John will be coming around the final corner. I think it's going to be 2 more laps, so that's not ideal. Oh, that's a
lot of
one.
curve.
Oh, Giacomin is passed already. Didn't see where that happened, but went really in a place off the track where there's a lot of overtaking opportunities.
Jacob's just going to let him go. He's not going to change the position where he finishes this race. 10-second penalty. He won't extend that to 1 minute 20.
No.
Well, Raleigh, he's dropped back out. Is he behind Cook now?
Ooh. Oh, Cook with a big moment coming out of the complex there. Might give Raleigh a chance. No, he's a bit too far back. Johnson, meanwhile, still hanging on in front of Samuel there. Not an easy man to keep behind you. Barker in the background and Burrs behind him. So, a few very speedy boys behind Johnson here. So, he's going to have a nice aggressive last 2 laps, I think.
He's done a great job though, Carl. He's your teammate.
He is, yeah. And he's a very, very good defensive driver. Very difficult man to overtake, but a very fair race at least. So,
Yeah.
always good. So John, 24 seconds remaining. This might be the final lap, I reckon. I don't think he'll make it in time. So Cole only has to hang on for about 4 more turns.
He might roll off the throttle. 5,
Really
4.
close.
Yeah, it'll be last lap, surely.
Yeah, he backs off
There
a
we
little
go. He did roll off the throttle. Ha!
bit. Yep.
Oh, I'm having a chat. Nah, that's good. I would have done the same thing. Shady.
Johnson holds on.
A few quick swaps around here.
Fowler. Samwise there. Samwise gets past in the final turn.
Boom, boom, boom.
McIntosh, after getting involved in that incident earlier in the race, finishes P17. Rochford P16. That's a great result for him. Chuti, after stopping for a cappuccino, gets P19.
Shout out to this man. He's had zero luck, but he's hung it tough out there. It's very banged up McLaren. He finished 27th.
Ooh,
Oh,
if he finishes,
if he
yeah, also
finishes.
together. Yeah, I think he is just praying for the season to be over. He has not been able to avoid an incident so far. Just really rubbish luck at all.
Oh. Slidey slide.
Perfect's 1-2, not something you see very often, but take that.
It's a well-made a parky bus. Quite impressive. Like a glove. Well, we wait for this bloody game to kick over. We can call it a night.
Your Garmin is going to drop, what, maybe 3 positions or so, maybe to around P5.
There we go. We wait with bated breath. No, we don't. Well, there we go. So it dropped to 5th.
P5. Johnson almost got him there. What's that, 1/10? Yeah.
1/10, yep. We're close there.
And Barker dropped out of the top 10. I think he dropped quite a few positions.
Does it
there, down
trigger
to
anyone
P6.
else that the Audi R8 LMS Evo, the E is lowercase? Does that trigger anyone else as much as it triggers me? Every other Evo is capital E. That just looks like they're just half-assed it.
Maybe it's to get this reaction, so you know it.
Yep, I'm never driving it just because it's spelled that way. No worries, Gorilla. Thank you, mate. Thanks again to all the stewards, especially those that had to jump in to help out tonight, because we've got a few out through illness. I hope those guys not feeling well will feel better very soon. I want to thank you, JP, for joining me for Split Red.
Thank you very much. Thank you, John, for tuning in. Killer Phoenix, pink number is fastest lap. And yeah, I think we'll see you all next week for endurance race around Bathurst.
Penny Rama. In about 10, 12 hours time, we've got North America on stream dancing around this circuit for their round. And on Sunday, you'll join JC and Yoda for round 5 at, we're off to Imola for the F1 series. So we'll see you then. Good night, chat. See you soon.
At all.